Set up my mic. Hey man, it's your boy man Mike sitting next to your boy Jew and K Styles. No more. What? Look, I'm not gonna start with all the pleasantries and all that. I'm just gonna come out and say we got our ass whipped, and we already got 130. 130 people. We got 130 people all that quick. Golly.
That ass was smacked like a newborn baby. Boy.
Yeah, we got our ass handed to us, bro. Let's just get. I'm gonna just say this real fast. If you guys, there's gonna be a lot of people in the post game show. So if we miss your comments, you may want to throw in a super chat again. $1.99, $1.99, $4.99, don't matter. All right. Just throw in there so we can get to it a lot faster, a lot quicker. Even you Philadelphia Eagles fans, all right? I can't. Where is that super chat for Maggie Ghost? Let me try that. Trying to find him.
Oh, I see right here.
There you go. All right. Like I said on an earlier stream, no offensive line, no defensive line, no sacking pressure. All the holes I saw in preseason came to fruition. With growing pains, O-line going to be a long season. I disagree with a couple of things. We absolutely did get pressure. There was pressure all game, to be honest. What we did not do was finish. All right, so you can get pressure all you want to, but if you don't finish those sacks, finish those tackles. We missed a lot of tackles. You saw Isaiah Oliver. He got pressure on the quarterback, but he lost contain and allowed Jalen Hurts to get outside. The offensive line for the Eagles kind of took over in the second half. The defensive line, like I said, we're not the biggest, so I expect you get down on any team, to be honest, especially with the offensive line as big and as good as the Eagles are, like, you're going to struggle. So I disagree with that as far as the Falcons not getting pressure. We got pressure all game. I think it was just a little bit of a rust because they held them for the most part to 22 points for like most of the game. And then they started running the ball. Falcons got tired and it got out of hand there. But it's like the offensive line, despite what a lot of people think, I think for the most part, the offensive line did well, but they took complete advantage of Mayfield. And like I said, they baptized that dude. Look, they made him look like a clown. He was on the sideline with his head down, looked like he was about to cry. Like that dude got spanked today. So out with you, K-Style. What y'all think about that, man?
I'll let you go ahead first.
Okay. So I hate backtracking. I hate being that armchair quarterback. But I'm going to go here, and this is going to be a bold statement when we have another super chat in the building. So we're going to get to that in a minute. But I just want to make this statement. I don't think the Kyle Pitts at this point, and it's only one game, the Eagles are one of the better defensive lines in the league. We're not going to see this type of defensive line every single week with Fletcher Cox and the big guys they have up front, Brandon Graham and those guys, Javon Hargrave. But I don't think the Kyle Pitts was the right pick at number 4. At first, I was like, I was all with it, thinking that Julio Jones was going to be here. He fits Arthur Scheme's 12 personnel perfectly. But me, K-Styles, Mike, we always said, it starts in the trenches. And looking at this offensive line, looking at Jalen Mayfield, we should have took the best offensive lineman available to play that guard position. Because at this point, just looking at it, it's one game. We don't know, but we're going to have to do something. Whether we go out and bring in a veteran, because Drew Dahlman and Mayfield didn't look good in this game. A lot of penalties, and football is a mental game before it's physical. And Mayfield was rattled. You could see him jumping off sides and stuff like that, or false starts and stuff like that. that's because the Eagles' defensive linemen were in his head at that point. So he was trying to like basically jump the snap himself and prepare himself for the bull rush, prepare himself, even though he was getting dominated. We probably should have went for one of those Deontay Brown out of Alabama. We probably should have went Penei Sewell. The guys we were talking about in the trenches, I was thinking with Arthur Smith's scheme, you can kind of get around, having that top offensive lineman. But today's game kind of showed if you want to compete for a Super Bowl and they say that this is a win now mode, Mayfield may work in the future because you can develop him. But if you want to win now, like with Matt Ryan, while he's still, here with us, we probably should have went O-lineman because, and the reason I say that, if you look at in this game, everybody always talks about Matt Ryan has a weak arm. Matt Ryan doesn't have a weak arm. The problem is he can't step into any of his throws because the guard position, that guard and center position is crucial for a pocket quarterback that wants to be able to step into his throws. If you look at this game, Matt Ryan had guys around his knees the whole game. Even one play, I thought Matt Ryan had got hurt because one of his own players got pushed back into his legs when Matt Ryan got sacked. So we've seen how Tom Brady got injured when he had that knee injury years ago when Pollard basically went into his knee. And that's the reason they changed the rules that you can't hit a quarterback low. The problem with the Atlanta Falcons right now in that O-line, you have to be fortified not only at your tackle position, but this guard and center position sometimes can be even more important than the tackle position because you see Tom Brady all the time. When pressure comes from the outside, if you're strong up front, like in the center and the guard positions, you can step right up and the guys that's coming around the edge will go right past you, behind you. Great quarterbacks know you have to climb the pocket. For Matt Ryan, if you guys look in this game, he has nowhere to climb to when he's trying to climb the pocket because that pressure is coming initially up the middle. So it's nowhere for Matt Ryan to run. Like everybody always says, well, if we had a quarterback that can run, if that pressure was coming right up the middle, I don't care what you do. You're basically going to run yourself right into a sack. Because even though those guys are getting pushed out around you, the edges, if you try to run around the edge, you're going to run right into a sack. So I don't know right now with this Kyle Pitts thing. Like a lot of people, they were saying on the telecast that Devontae Smith won the head-to-head battle between him and Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts really didn't have many opportunities in this game because we couldn't block them up front. I mean, early on, when we went no huddle up tempo, we were taking advantage of them. And early on, before they figured out what we were doing and before we got behind, we were doing our thing. And this is not all doom and gloom. I don't think it's over. I think the Falcons still can compete, but we're going to have to get a lot better up front if we want to be able to compete, especially for like a playoff position. If we want to win like 8 to 9 games, we're going to have to improve up front because everything starts in the trenches. I don't care how many great wide receivers and tight ends you have. Like if you see Russell Gage didn't have a single catch in this game. That one catch he had that they called off, what he called late in the game on the sideline, I mean, that just goes to show you. We know that what Russell Gage can do, but he didn't have any opportunities because that pressure on Matt Ryan all day. I mean, we did good early in the game of trying to run the ball and establish the run, but I think another problem that we're going to run into with this Falcons team is we only can win one way. And the way that this team is going to have to win, and this has been the problem the last couple of years when we're an offensively dominant team, we're going to have to play with the lead. We can't get down 2 and 3 possessions because once we go, they make us a one-dimensional team. Our offensive line isn't built to have to continue to drop back, and they know you're passing. And that's what Mike basically was stating. I just went around it, but Mike just talked about that. Like once they made it a one-dimensional game, they knew we had to pass. That's when they really were able to pin their ears back and basically destroy us and basically embarrass us. And that's what we've seen the last couple of years. So the gist of what I'm saying is I don't know about that Kyle Pitts pick now because, it was a sexy pick. I think he was the best player available. But I don't know if our offensive line is good enough, at this point. I thought that the guys that we had were good enough. But at this point, watching this game, they don't look like they're going to be good enough to hold up, to give Matt Ryan time to get the ball. Because Matt Ryan can make every throw. But can he make every single throw under that immense pressure where he can't step into none of his throws, where he's on the move trying to throw the ball? Because I've seen a couple of plays, people say he's throwing ducks. So he's being hit and he's throwing the ball. Try throwing a football with somebody wrapped around you. That's really hard. I don't care if you Pat Mahomes. We've seen him in the Super Bowl running for his life, throwing up prayers. He can throw the ball and you can be a great arm talent, but without the protection, it means nothing. And that's the reason why the Chiefs in this offseason went and fortified their offensive line because they seen doesn't matter if we got Tyreek Hill. Doesn't matter if we have Travis Kelce. If we can't protect Patrick Mahomes, it all means nothing. And I'll leave it at that.
Go ahead, Keith.
Well. It was a couple things in this game that I think was kind of the turning point. And I know the main thing I said is we cannot be kicking field goals in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
That was really the momentum shift right there. If you having them 14, 15 play drives to kick a field goal, now you give confidence to the other team. The second thing, I'm going to point at this. There's a reason why I'm wearing this color today. Them flags, boy.
Yeah.
Them flags, bro. Like I said, getting 2 offensive pass interference calls back to back. Yeah, that like you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell like after those first 2 drives, it was kind of going slightly down here because that's where all the penalties started coming. Everybody was mentally, I'd say they were like mentally destroyed after that. But like I said, Philadelphia didn't really do, like I said, what they did was they kept it simple for Jalen Hurts. They gave him the short throws and let the playmakers make the plays. I mean, like I said, it was just a fact that one team's game plan was in full effect, and our game plan wasn't in effect. And like what you said about the Kyle Pitts thing, I wouldn't say it was a bad pick. See, the issue was they didn't really get a chance to utilize him like they really need to utilize him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and that's why I totally agree. And let's just make this clear. This is the NFL. Every team has a pass rusher like a Fletcher Cox. For the most part, you got a Grady Jarrett, Fletcher Cox. You got that one player on your defense. It's going to be able to apply pressure. Like for the most part, every team has that one guy that can get after the quarterback. And the Falcons did a great job of creating that balance that we needed. And this is where a veteran, this is where I kind of feel like the game got out of hand. Like I'm just going to be honest, Mayfield is a very good blocker when we're balanced, but when he's forced to be a pass protector, he's out of his element. You cannot allow that. So this is where it's going to take him time to develop. I think he's going to be a very good player, but it's going to take time for him to gain that confidence as a pass protector first and foremost. So when you got because they ran for 124 yards, like that's right there. The running game is already improved. It's improved. Let's just make that clear. The running game has improved. I love what I saw from Cordero Patterson. I love what I saw from Mike. I love what I saw from the guards and the running game. They were absolutely amazing. But what we did not get a chance to see was Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts. So I'm not going to say it's a bad pick, or what Drew is pretty much stating is like it's a wasted pick if we continue to get down like this. You can't continue to do that when you get down. It's a wasted pick for the Atlanta Falcons if we're constantly down like this. We cannot afford to get down by 2 and 3 scores because now Kyle Pitts is forced to be a pass protector, and that's not his strong point. Like, let's just be honest. This offensive line is going to take time. And this is what I always preach. I say this all the time. It does not matter, all right, who you have at quarterback. If you cannot get that chemistry set first and foremost, it's all about chemistry. The chemistry is not there for him as a play caller. He still got to learn, Matt. He got to still learn the offensive line. He still got to learn the receivers, what Calvin really likes, how he's going to, how teams, because we don't even know how teams are going to attack us. We just assume it off the first game. So the game plan can be completely different. Like a lot of teams, like you said, a lot of teams don't have a Fletcher Cox on their team. So the defense, we may not be able to, we may struggle on the outside in this game and then take advantage of everything in the inside. So it's like the game plan, it can change this week. What I'm most impressed with this Falcons team is this. We saw pressures all game long. That never stopped. But one thing we gotta do better. We gotta finish those sacks. We did not finish sacks at all. We gotta finish those sacks. We had at least 3 sacks that I remember that we did not finish it, and that can't happen. So when you got a mobile quarterback like that, that's gonna leave the middle wide open for those receivers and them scramble drills. So like you gotta finish those sacks. We had Isaiah Oliver. He could have had an easy sack, but I don't know why he allowed the man you never allow any quarterback to get outside. That's elementary contained. Like that's elementary. That's what they teach in high school. Keep contained. And he did not keep contained. Grady Jarrett. All right. This is what we're talking about with Grady Jarrett. He can always get home, but he gotta finish those sacks. You gotta finish those sacks, Grady. So look, they got pressure, but they gotta improve with those small, intricate details of football what we always talk about. Money man, what you got?
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Pop. What's going on, man? Money.
We apologize. If we don't get to the super chat, please forgive us. Please, we're trying so hard to keep up with these comments. They coming so fast, so we apologize. I'm trying my best to get back to it, but we had the ball. I wish I was on my other computer because I'm so having a hard time in these small letters. Can y'all see that? We had a
game, yes, but I still believe we're going to turn this season around.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you can't be one of those people that automatically give up after one game. Like you said, even with Jalen Mayfield, like I said, might say this was your
baptism.
Yeah, basically, you've been baptized in the holy waters of the NFL. They come down to it. But like I said, I think the one issue that I saw on defense, and you kind of alluded to it as well, was the containment. The containment wasn't there necessarily all the play, because that's where Philly was getting a lot of their runs, was because the outside players were crashing. They were crashing inwards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was one of those cases where they could hold their contain, they don't get those runs like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it's a whole bunch of small, intricate, small things that win you football games.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Money man, what you got? What do you see in the game that you like and you dislike?
Everything.
Oh, is he there? Oh, I see. Hold on. All right, my bad.
I said I dislike everything, and this is my third time being on here. I like to keep it. I don't like to beat around the bush like I have been doing these last 2 times, because I want to respect the fans. I want to respect everybody. And from off season to preseason, Arthur Smith knew what he had going on. He knew what he had going on. And when he was going through those press conferences, and you had journalists asking him these certain questions, and he'll cut them off and made it a little smart comment to cut it off. And back then, when preseason first started, I kept saying, pray your starters, at least 2 series, so you can see what you got. Now, when you see what you got, now it's going to be easy for you to pinpoint what you got, and you got all type of free agency after everybody cut their players. You got all type of free agencies that you could choose from to fix these problems. So at the end of the day, you knew what was going on, and you hid that from us. You hid that from our fans. You hid that from us. And just like I said, this going to be his excuse, because at the end of the day, I don't give a care what organization, what team you play for. I don't care if you play for a high school. What players ain't going to be rated for no more than the first game? Every player gonna be ready for the first game. So that tells you that every player gave it all they had. Every player gave it all they had.
I thought you were done. Well,
every player gave it all they had. That defense is ridiculous. It's ugly. I don't like it. You could throw the whole defense away. Take Dan Quinn, signees, hell, throw them back to damn Dallas. Give them back to Quinn. Take them to Dallas where the hell they come from. Quinn. You can't. Once you're own coach of your own play scheme, bring in your own players. Take Dan Quinn, signees, and take them the hell back to Dallas.
Let me say this. Let me say this because I think this is important to say this. All right. Let's just say this first and foremost. I hear everything that you're saying, and I know this game was absolutely ugly. The defense, I still don't think the defense played bad at all. I totally disagree with that fact. This is what happens. Like we gotta, like, one thing we had to understand that these are NFL teams and these are NFL players. They got great players up front on both sides of the ball. So it's like, I think it's disrespectful as a fan base to assume that just because we have a Grady Jarrett, Matt Ryan, it's just like their team is not going to come to play. Their offensive line, their defensive line is just not going to come to play. Look, we just got beat. It's really that simple. It happens every game. This is a marathon. All right. And again, I know this one game and we look absolutely horrible. We can't be losing games at home. But this is where I say, hold on. No, we don't interrupt. Hold on. No, we don't interrupt. What we say, what we hear, what I want to say is that when we talking about, I know what we seen many instances. All right. First and foremost, Baltimore just lost 4 players in preseason. All right. In injuries. And I understand what you're saying. But this is the NFL. Things happen. Injuries are going to take a toll, not only Falcons, Baltimore. It's a marathon. So, again, I understand the frustrations, but we don't have the money. All right? We got to start using our heads before we, start throwing, these suck, this suck. We need to go get another player. You got to deal with what you got. And this is the reason why we end up cutting guys like Brandon Copeland, because we don't have money. He understood the fact that we don't have adequate backup as an offensive lineman. That's why he restructured Dion. That's why we cut Brandon Copeland to see, all right, if he get baptized this game, we're going to be able to go make a move. So these things, like I said, I understand what you're saying. You totally justified. We lost in embarrassing fashion at home. That cannot happen. All right. So I'm not making an excuse, but what I'm saying is to be patient. This is a marathon. All right. This is a marathon. And we can go back to 2015. We can go to 2015 with Kyle Shanahan. That offense looked absolutely atrocious. It looked absolutely atrocious. Okay. And in 2016, he brought it together, and we ended up having one of the greatest offenses in the history of the game. So look, we look like shit. We look like shit today. Like I can't. Who can say we did look? We played. We look like shit. I'm just gonna say it like that. We look like shit. But all right, let's calm down. All right, let's calm down. And like, we gotta look at things properly. We don't have the money. It's cool. Look, we can go out there and say that we can trade for a draft pick, but what if we can trade for a guard? But who the hell? At this point, this is the first game. Who right now? Any team is looking like, I'm not trading my guards right now. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. So who to say they gonna give us something? You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, what do you guys think about that?
Got another super chat, Mike.
Hey, go get the super chat. Yeah, my bad.
Gordon Owens with the $2. He says the defense is soft, no players to fear on that side. For first thing, Gordon, we appreciate your super chat, man. And I'm gonna kind of tackle, because this is what we were just talking about, the defense. I wouldn't say that nobody fears nobody on our defense, because Grady Jarrett is a great player. He had that play on 4th down we actually had 2 4th down stops today where they were turnover on downs. And that's what Mike is talking about. Like when you lose the game, sometimes we just look at the result. They lost, but we're not doing them. We're doing a disservice if we just say the defense was trash today, because that's not the truth. To be honest, the offense didn't carry their weight today. The defense was on the field way too much. If the offense would have been the regular Atlanta Falcons offense we've had over the last couple seasons, so we always have had a pretty good offense. Today it was the defense
Let me give you the stats right here as the offense. This is the reason why. I'm sorry, Jude, for cutting you off, but like we're talking about, the rushing yards. The Falcons had 124 rushing yards. Third down is where we did not do well. But they had a sack and the penalties. This is what we're talking about. The time possession was almost equal for both teams. Falcons held it for 29 and 30. And that's what we're talking about, small, intricate details of football. You got to be able to tackle and get those, get in the red zone. You got to score a touchdown. We didn't score touchdown. We kick field goals. That's what K-Style and Jude talking about. We can't be kicking field goals. That's the turner of the game. We kick field goals. They get touchdowns. So my bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Another thing, basically, just to piggyback off what you were saying and what K-Styles is saying, we have our little group chat, and I basically stated at halftime we needed to get a 3-and-out, and we needed to come back and score for that 3-and-out. The guys came out at halftime. The defense did their part. They came out, got a 3-and-out. Jacob Tuioti-Mariner had a key sack on third down. The offense went back on the field and got a 3-and-out. We can't have that. Like, K-Styles always know what I say, my phrase. There's 3 or 4 plays in the game that will either win you the game or lose you the game. And that's what happened today. It's like they capitalized on our mistakes, but we didn't capitalize. Like we also had some crucial penalties. Like we didn't talk about those 2 offensive PIs.
Penalties. They had 14 penalties.
Right.
Yeah, penalties, bro.
Yeah. Like that PI call on Ridley on third down when Mike Davis had picked up the first down, that was crucial. We also had a first down where Kyle Pitts caught it on the sideline. Hayden Hurst, they called a PI. Like those are drive killers, because at that point it went from 3rd and like 10 or 3rd. When we picked up that first one, it went from like 3rd and 10 to 3rd and 20. And they was talking about it. If you just listen to the people that's calling the game, usually they're right on it. Greg Olsen basically stated, like, that's a killer for Atlanta. You keep getting behind the chains. It's like no play in Arthur Smith's playbook for 3rd and 20. So on those plays, you see him come back and just do like a draw play, do like a quick screen pass. Because it's like when you backed up in your own end zone and you already know that your offensive line is struggling, you can't really call those long drawn out 3rd and 20 like a post pattern or something like that. Those plays take a long time to develop. Matt Ryan would have had no chance in the pocket to sit there and hold on to the ball with those guys to get past the sticks. So you had to keep throwing it short of the sticks and hoping your guy can break 100 tackles, which is not going to happen most of the time. We've seen Cordell Patterson on that 3rd and 9 pick it up off the run. You know what I'm saying? That rarely happens. So at this point, y'all continue to hit the nail on the head. The penalties is really what killed us in this game, and the opportunities in the red zone. Those are the 2 main things. If we stay ahead of the chains and if we score those touchdowns in the red zone, we're playing with the lead. And how this Atlanta Falcons team is built, we need to play with the lead. We can't afford, like I said, to continue to fall behind. Because once a team makes us one-dimensional, it's pretty much a wrap. If they make us one-dimensional, we got to consistently throw the ball. At that point, teams can pin their ears back. And our offensive line right now, because we have players that are still developing, they're not ready for that type of pressure.
So, well, my question is, like I said, that's why I was saying I was surprised they didn't use the middle of the field a lot more. Because it was like once they started seeing the Falcons was doing mostly sideline, going sideline to sideline.
Hold on.
Who said something? Oh, my bad. I thought somebody said something like, hold on.
Yeah, somebody did hold on. I was like, what in the world? Somebody ain't hacking us, is it?
I'm about to say, what the hell? But yeah, I feel like I said, I feel like the play calling was a little too conservative as far as trying to go sideline to sideline. I feel like if they would have had a few more plays to where they could use the middle of the field it could have been a lot different. I mean, they say at the end of the day, those 2 field goals kind of hurt the team's offense psyche just a little bit. Cause that's where all the penalties start coming in. Like Drew said, when you got a bunch of 3rd and 20s, it'll at least 3 of them. But you can't. That's a long way to go from there.
That's the quickest way to throw an interception. When you 3rd and 20 and you try to force a pass in a tight window, that's the quickest way to a turnover. Exactly. Or a fumble. Go ahead, man.
I said this is another issue that we missing on offense too. And this is the same thing from last year. We running too many plays on one drive. On the first drive, we used 12 plays just to get 80 yards. 12 plays. That's another issue. We exposing half of the playbook on one drive.
I just totally disagree with that. Tom Brady, that's Tom Brady's staple. Like, it's fine when Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers do it. I mean, we seeing it right now with Drew Brees. Drew Brees and the Saints been doing that for years. They slowly, methodically go down the field. So, like, look, I'm gonna say this. I love explosive plays, but sometimes when you have these explosive plays, you kind of lose, your focus as far as like, this is why Kyle Shanahan is probably one of the greatest play callers in the history of the game. I always give him credit for his play calling. He never gets outside of what he wants to do. All right, and I admire that from him. You have got to have your plan as a play caller, and you cannot get outside of that. Just because guys are throwing for 5,000 yards, and you see Odell Beckham having these 40, 50-yard long passes, and Julio Jones with these long passes. That's all cool and all, but how you really win games in the NFL is exactly how Philadelphia won today. They played solid defense. They got pressure on the quarterback, and they ran the ball, and they ran the ball, and they ran the ball again, and they ran the ball again, and they run that damn ball. Okay, that's what we're talking about. That's how you win games. So slowly, methodically winning, like going down the field, it's not always a good thing. All right, like I said, I'm not saying that you're wrong at all. You're not wrong. Sometimes it's like for instance, when you coming out in the second half, like I thought in the second half, coming out in the second half, they should have took a shot deep with Ridley or somebody. They didn't do that. You got to have that explosive plays at the right time. And that's what we did not see. And that's why K-Style said we was a little bit too conservative. And I understand why he did it, but you got to set precedent at home. You got to set a precedent, a standard at home that we're going to attack. And I don't think he did that as a play caller today. But it's a learning process for him too. Like, he's a rookie head coach, and it's a learning process. So you're not wrong at all what you're saying, but I say it's just like context behind it all.
We got another super chat, $2 from Devon Johnson. $2. I don't know what he's trying to say here. He said Falcons starter preseason.
I guess he was trying to say that this game was actually like a preseason game for the starters or something. I think that's what he tried to say.
Yeah. I feel you, man.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just like I said. There's nothing more you could say. Like I said, you give Philadelphia credit, man. Like I said, they had the game plan. They got the ball out of his hands, and boom, like Mike said, it was 3 opportunities that we could have had sacks on Jalen Hurts, and it didn't happen. That's one of the 3. That's one of the 5 plays you always talk about when you don't get them sacks when you need.
That was one of my keys to victories. Is like cut down on the penalties. I literally go watch the keys to victory. That's what we talking about. He can't be having penalties, bro. He can't have penalties. Go ahead, man.
What you got, Mike?
Listen, when they saw, listen, me and my little brother had my bro had something going on because he's a Kansas City fan, and he went with Philly. And you know, I'm going with my Dirty Birds, and it just depress you just to see. Oh, they running for 20, 30 yards, catching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I say, wow. You know what I'm saying? It was just embarrassing. And then another thing is, you know, when they see how Jalen Hurts was getting off, at this point in the fourth quarter, you ain't had nothing to lose. Because, you know, you ain't had nothing to lose. Why you ain't get Felipe Franks in there to do the same thing Hurts doing? At least give us some momentum.
Oh, Felipe was inactive today.
He was inactive.
He was inactive today.
And you don't want, like I said, it's like a good. I totally understand, but what you don't want to do is get outside of what you do just because of what somebody else is doing, and that's what we talk about. You got to play yoga. Like you say this all, man. You got to run your race. You can't be worried about what everybody else doing. You know what I'm saying? We got to
play your game.
Go ahead, Drew.
No, I was saying I didn't mean to cut you off. I just say play your game. Like the Falcons, we know what we are. We just got to play our game. And like I said, it's too early for us to be like, well, this is going to be a long season, or because now we're going to see if they know how to make the proper adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to give this team, these coaches, a chance to make the adjustments. We don't have no slouches coming in because we got Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay next week. So if we thought he got baptized today, well, Jalen Mayfield he gonna have to, you know, put on his big boy pants because he got Sue coming in. He got
Vita Vea.
Yeah, they ain't no slouches. So we thought he got baptized today. You know, this may be a christening. Hey, they got a real defensive line over there. But at the same time, I think what Mike was saying is true as well. We kind of got outside of our game plan. Another thing that I would like to see next week out of Arthur Smith, on first down, throw the ball. Don't just run on first down. Throw the ball on first down because that's usually when the defense had a base defense in. Don't just throw on third down. Don't just throw on second down. Sometimes you got to set up the run with the pass. So go flip-flop it. Yeah, we are a run-first team, but sometimes catch them off guard, come in like you're going to run the ball and hit them with a play action over the top with Olamide Zaccheaus or Calvin Ridley, or even Kyle Pitts up the seam, or Hayden Hurst up the seam, because we have those guys that can stretch the field. I don't think in this game we did a really good job of mixing it up. I think we showed kind of early on that we tried to prove that we're a tougher team, and we ran the ball really well against Philadelphia, which is one of the better fronts. We were dominated. First half we ran for over 100 yards. And that doesn't happen in the NFL. So that goes to show that Jalen Mayfield, as bad as he looked, he's better in run blocking. So stick to what he does best. They talk about, you know, using these guys and sticking to what works best. Use these guys and what they do best, and that it's run blocking. So, and when we get in the red zone, we talked about it. You have to punch it in for touchdowns, because Tom Brady and the Buccaneers next week, and I'm kind of just giving you guys a sneak peek. We know that they go down there and they score 7. And the Philadelphia Eagles today was very aggressive against us and kind of disrespectful, to be honest with you, because pretty much every third and fourth down is just like, yeah, we're going to go for it and we're going to run the ball. Stop us. That's basically what they said. And 2 times the defense actually stood up. You know, it was like 4th and 2. They tried to run and they got stuffed. And then on that 4th down, they rolled the quarterback out on the bootleg. And Grady Jarrett was able to run him, chase him out of bounds, and force him to throw the ball away. So, I mean, the defense, to me, I was impressed compared to last season when we were just horrible on defense. Dean Pease made that defense look a lot better than it was last year. So the scheme was right. I just think you have to complement each other. We talk about it all the time. When the defense made a stop, we couldn't drive, go down and score. We didn't go down and set up a field goal. We didn't drive. Every time it looked like the defense got a 3 and out, we came back on the offensive side and got a 3 and out. So it was like no momentum where you can keep those punches rolling as a boxer. We didn't throw the jab. Like it was like every time we had a counter and we had our chance to throw a punch, the defense of the other team, the Eagles, they pretty much dominated. They got a 3 and out right behind it. So it really didn't matter. Anything our defense did to prevent, their offense from doing anything, we didn't counter it on our end. And that was pretty much the game, really.
But there was some positive points out of there. Our offensive line didn't get no holding calls, I don't think.
I think they
Also,
got
the offensive
one. I think it was just one. It was just maybe one. So that was,
Yeah.
Like I said, it's some positives, but like I
Yeah.
said, what Philadelphia did, they took advantage of our inexperience on offense. That's pretty much what they did. Like I said, it was just those. That's what Jude was talking about. This is why we always say preach the small intricate details of football, because if Grady Jarrett finishes that sack, that's a stop, and you get the offense back the ball, and they was running the ball well at that time. We had pretty good momentum at that point. The play where Oliver came on a blitz, like if he just keeps contained, that right there is a sack, or he throws the ball up, or you force Jalen Hurts to do something crazy. So the punt that went out of bounds, the short punt, you gave them a short field.
mm-hmm.
This is something that K-Styles preaches all the time. I want to see what the punter doing. These is why we keep saying over and over again, the small intricate details and the three or four plays during the game that causes you the game. You win or lose the game. This is something that this is why we say these things over and over again, because it costs you game. You get, like, everybody in the NFL have great talent. All right, some teams have more talent than others, but that's not what win games in the NFL. What win games is what we talk about. The small intricate details of football. That's it.
Yeah. And all that come down to the field position game too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they're punting your ass inside the 10-yard line every 3 or 4 punts. That's a long field too. Mm-hmm. So, and like I say, everything goes hand in hand together. Like I said, at the end of the day, we didn't help ourselves in any way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like I said, are we gonna take that in the net? And I agree. How do you adjust from this loss going into Tampa Bay next week? Now, because of this game, you're the automatic. Before this game, you was the automatic underdog going into Tampa Bay. Now you really the underdog. Like they're going to expect Tampa Bay to beat us by 30.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to be your mindset going into Tampa Bay next week? And this is where we really got to see where this coaching staff mentality and where the leaders step up.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, okay, we had this fuck up game. Boom, 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 boom. Got to go down Tampa Bay to play Super Bowl champions. Last week, fuck it. This week, we got to do our thing. Who's going to step up? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah, I'm about to say I'm done.
Okay. I have a question for the panel. Because, like, for me personally, when I look at teams, I look at it completely different from a lot of people. Like, I don't really care about being able to be a top 5 or to stop teams from going over 100 yards rushing, or like giving up. What I always appreciate getting those key stops, and this is something for the Falcons for years, whether it's on offense and defense, special teams. Can we get those timely stops? Can we get those touchdowns when we most need it? Defensively, this is where I saw, and like I said, I want everybody to get everybody's opinion on it as far as DNP is concerned, because he started off playing a little bit off, trying to, like, my opinion, I think he was just reading, because this is a new offense in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles. Nobody's seen this offense, so he kind of took for the first quarter or so. He kind of like played conservative, just trying to see what they're doing, trying to fill them out. And then you saw towards the second quarter, he started to get more aggressive and send those blitzes. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that he was kind of like trying to read and kind of figure out what the Philadelphia Eagles defense was doing?
I think you right on it, Mike. I think that's exactly what he was doing. I think he was trying to feel like most defensive coordinators, especially if they're experienced, and you're playing a new coaching staff with Nick Sirianni and John Gannon, I think is their defensive coordinator. So I think he was just trying to figure out what their game plan was. And that's why I really didn't panic when they scored the first touchdown, because that first initial drive usually are plays that are scripted. You know what I'm saying? So you going into the game, the players know this is what we're going to do. So sometimes they're just sitting back trying to figure out, okay, how they going to play this game. You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be an RPO game? Are they going to be mainly running? Are they going to be mainly passing? And I think that's exactly what he was doing in this game, trying to fill out, Jalen Hurts. And then as the game kind of built, went to the second quarter, kind of began building, I think at that point he started sending pressure because he's seeing that Jalen Hurts kind of got into a rhythm and kind of was starting to get comfortable. So he's like, okay, let me try to rattle him a little bit or try to give him a different look. Because if you look at like how our defensive line, I was looking at the different formations and the players that were on the field to see if we were going to see the multi-fronts that he talked about. And in this game, you've seen it. You've seen him putting different guys in, blitzing different guys. The only thing that I want to see a little bit more of next week against Tom Brady is the corners and stuff like that, and the linebackers when they're blitzing, just for them to disguise it a little bit more. Because if you notice, a lot of quarterbacks will do hard counts to try to get that person to jump, because we run a lot of zone blitzes. So next week against Tom Brady, he's one of the smartest quarterbacks in the game. So when he see you line up, he going to come to the line and wait to the last second to hike the ball to see if he can, get a beat on who's coming, what are you doing. But initially, I think that Mike has hit, he hit the nail right on the head. I think basically the guys were, Dean Pease were just sitting back and trying to figure out what they were doing with Jalen Hurts. I can't say necessarily that I love the approach by him doing that, because I feel like Jalen Hurts got into a rhythm. But at any point in the game, I don't think that we forced the Eagles into a lot of third and longs. Everything was comfortable, as K-Styles talked about. All the throws that Jalen Hurts made, I'm not trying to say, try to down him in any way, but I wasn't supremely impressed. Like Dak Prescott in that first game against Tampa, you seen him throwing the ball all over the place, both of the quarterbacks. In this game, I didn't really see Jalen Hurts make a lot of tight throws. Everything was, short, intermediate. It really wasn't any bombs. And the one touchdown that he did throw initially was a pick play. If you look at that play with Devontae Smith, that was a pick play. He basically threw the ball in the corner. It wasn't no tight pressure. It was no pressure really in that throw. It was just
big time throws. He didn't make any big time throws.
Right. To me, it was just schemed. Everything was in the scheme. And to me, that really doesn't show me. Like right now, I still don't know what Jalen Hurts is. Just looking at this game plan was really vanilla. Like anytime he really got in trouble, when the pocket did collapse, he ran. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know where to go with that. But pretty much just to answer your question, I think that he basically was just trying to fill him out early. But I think with Tom Brady, we should see a totally different game plan. I don't want to give Tom Brady those short throws and play off. You got to get up in those guys' face and try to throw the timing off, because we know with Tom Brady, everything is timing with those passes that they do with Tampa. So you're going to have to get up in those guys' face. You're going to have to bring pressure, but you're going to have to really mix it up against Tom Brady, because he's a guy that's seen everything. So you're going to have to try to confuse it. I mean, it's hard to confuse Tom Brady. We've seen that with Dallas. They were trying to do different things, and it really didn't work. Pretty much every time Tom Brady made the right read. So in this game, it's really going to come down to our offense scoring when it's time to score in the red zone. If we don't score touchdowns against Tampa Bay, we're going to be in trouble, and we're going to have to shorten the game. So we're going to have to use that running game. But I feel like my man was saying down in the corner when he was talking about those long 10-play drives and stuff like that, when we go up against Tampa, we're going to have to kind of sit on the ball. Yeah, we're going to have to sit on the ball. We're going to have to sit on the ball and try to, give them as less time as possible, because that offense is too explosive. Like Dallas, if you look at that game with Dallas, they left too much time on the clock. And that last drive was like a minute and some change. I was like, oh, man, Tom Brady finna go right back down, drive, and all they needed was a field goal to win the game. And I'm just going to leave it at that, because I know I ran over a little bit, but pretty much Dean Pease was –
Hey, can I give an update? And this is one of the reasons why I say we just got to chill and relax, because even the great – all right, and y'all probably be watching the game yourself, but your boy don't look too good right now. And I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers. They did not look good right now. They getting spanked.
And another thing,
they don't look like I said. The Saints, they just really running the ball. But Packers don't look good at all right now. So it's like it's the first game. Like a lot of these teams are finding rhythm. That's why I said the first 3 games in the NFL where it takes the offense time to kind of gain a rhythm. It's like, look, Aaron Rodgers ain't gonna always be playing. Like he ain't gonna right now they down 17-0. That's not like you don't expect the Packers to be down 17-0 like in any game, especially with Aaron Rodgers. So I know we did not look good at all. We did not look good at all. But this is a marathon. This is 17 games. 17 games in the season. And K-Style, what you got to say, bro? He's just
I was gonna say something on the question that you asked about the defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like I said, the main thing the defense is gonna have to work on is the contain side of the game. Mm-hmm. That's really where we got beat today. That's what, like I said, that's where a lot of those runs came in. It was crashing down the line of scrimmage and opening it wide open outside. Mm-hmm. So I know everybody was trying to make that play in the backfield, but sometimes you gotta play that contain, man. Because, like I said, you play contain. Like I said, they don't. If you play contain, if you contain your responsibility at least 70% of the time today, Philadelphia ain't scoring that many points. Mm-hmm. Actually, they not going to be running the ball like that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, and I keep saying it, you got to score touchdowns. At the end of the day, you got to score touchdowns. And
absolutely.
Ain't nothing much more that could really be said about it. It just what else? The thing that
and this is another thing. Everybody kind of get a thought. Like I said, I would get everybody their thoughts on like the players for me that stood out. Running backs. Let's just start with the running backs off the rip. I know a lot of Philly fans said they wasn't worried about they run defense, but today, what I saw, you should be terrified. You should be you're gonna have your hands full with the Giants. You're gonna have your handfuls with the who was in that damn division?
Dallas.
Dallas. You're gonna have your hands full with them. Like you're gonna have your hands full. Like Mike Davis, that dude was running hard today. Like he was running hard. Cordero Patterson, he was running well. You know what I'm saying? So like that Falcon running game looked absolutely amazing to me. Like I said, we just got to get that passing game, and I think what the Falcons are going to have to go to, and they didn't really have a chance. They really have not had a chance to really get the passing game going. I think really he could have had a much better game than what he did. I honestly, I'm just going to be real, and I stated this before, and he just played scared to me. I think he really played scared today. I didn't see any aggression. Like we talk about, I need these guys. And again, this is just week 1, but this is what I've been talking about with Calvin Ridley. If you want to get that $150 million contract, you're going to have to show, like, I'm the goddamn man, all right? Excuse my French, but I need you to say, guess what? Because you had several opportunities to make pass catches, like the comeback, not the comeback route, but the out route, the deep out that he had on the sideline, dropped. You can't drop that. Those are things you can't do when you are the man on the team. Like Julio Jones dropping touchdowns in the end zone. You cannot do that. So what are the players? Let's start with RK Styles and then go to Money Man and kind of get the players as far as like the players for you guys that stood out to me. Whether it's good or bad, and you can expand on both.
I say one player that kind of stood out to me, and this is gonna go way out of left field with this one. I'm gonna have to say Keith Smith, man.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to say Keith Smith.
Yo, really?
But but like I said, if you notice a lot of those runs that Cordero was getting, a lot of those runs that Mike Davis was getting, that they was getting about getting them 9+ yards. He was the main guy leading.
Mm-hmm.
He ran the ball a few times, and he looked, and you saw he ran that defender over, so he was trying to get the damn offense pumped up. It didn't work, but I could tell that he had he was trying to make something happen out of nothing, man. Like I said, I know I always make fun of him for saying that he's the third tight end on the team, but I thought his run blocking was pretty good today. I know a lot of people be looking like, the hell's he talking about? We didn't see him that much.
Yeah, I've been talking about a fullback.
Exactly.
That's the guy that's still out to you.
Right.
But with me, it was Cordell Patterson. With me, it was Cordell Patterson. And Cordell Patterson. Because on one of his runs, I think he was like 3 or 2 yards short of the first down, and he put his head down and moved by 2 or 3 defenders and pushed them for the first down. Mm-hmm. And I thought he was more explosive to me than Mike Davis.
I mean, I can't disagree. There. I thought Cordero hit, like, he really showed me that he was a real running back.
Yeah.
Like he showed me he was a real running back because I thought he was gonna be a gimmick guy. Oh, he was a real running back.
Listen, when he put that helmet down, when he put that shoulder down, I heard it. I heard it hits through the TV.
Yeah. Like I said, we all thought he was just gonna be a gimmick guy, but when he came in there, he was like looking like a real running back. I was like, whoa!
That motherfucker said, "Watch this."
Whoa! Yeah.
But the thing is, like with Mike Davis, he's not brought in to be no speed back anyway. He's supposed to be the toughness guy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Cordero Patterson, he like, nah, I'm not a wide receiver. I'm a running back. I got Roddy White's number, but I'm gonna show you what Roddy White would have done in the backfield.
You got that right. All right, what you got?
I'm going the same way. It was Cordell Patterson because it was Cordell Patterson and Mike Davis. What I liked about both of the guys is the attitude that they play with. Like when you get a first down, let the defense hear about it. Like I don't know if you guys seen the one play where Mike Davis got the first down and he was flexing on them. Like that's how you have to have some attitude. Like I hated last year when like other teams feel like they could bully us. Like when you run somebody over, scream in their face. Like I don't care. Like we might feel like that ain't no sportsmanship and stuff, but get hype. Like that's why I said I love Hayden Hurst because Hayden Hurst is another guy. When he catches a pass and he runs somebody over, or he put his helmet down or his pass down, he gonna scream. He gonna do all of that. Like have some passion about yourself. Like this is football. Like have that type of passion. Like football is an aggressive sport. So when you you knock somebody down or like you have to show some type of emotion. Like Mike always talk about that. Like where's somebody on the sideline screaming? Like as much as we complain about like the Odell Beckhams and stuff like that, I want to see somebody. Like I don't know if you guys seen Grady Jarrett on the sideline screaming. That's what I want to see. Like I want to see somebody throw a Gatorade, slap somebody, do something. Like let us know that you care. Because when everybody just sitting on the sideline like they collecting a paycheck and we feel like we ain't get our money's worth, man, I want you out there playing with some passion, man. Show some passion, show some feeling like you into it. And that's what I liked about Hayden Hurst, Mike Davis, and Cordell Patterson. Like Cordell Patterson was out there talking. Yeah.
He like people were going to the ground. He was like pushing them down again. Like, bro, like I was like, whoa, like Grady Jarrett, like he was on the sideline We've never seen that from Grady Jarrett in this defense. Them so animated on the sideline. So I love, like I said, I know this is a process. I tell people this is a 2-year process. Next year, I fully expect the Falcons to be in contention for a Super Bowl. I don't expect them to be in contention for a Super Bowl this year. I do, however, think they have the talent to be able to be a playoff team, but I don't think they will be in the Super Bowl. Like that's far-fetched.
Yeah. But that's all that's all I had to say. It was definitely Cordell Patterson gets the player of the game. Him and Mike Davis, because both of those guys, when you rush for over 100 yards, like I can't, to be honest with you guys, I don't remember the last time we did that. Like we go look it up last year. I don't remember the last time we went for over 100 yards in the game.
It was like late. It was late because I think we kind of started running the ball with what the name is, Edo Smith. I think it was. I don't know if we ran, but I know it was. I know it was late last year that we kind of ran the ball well.
Yeah, but definitely Cordell Patterson. The running game was on point today. I mean, we didn't pass protect well. We didn't make the plays as far as the passing game, but Cordell Patterson and Mike Davis get the player of the game. Like those guys was out there, moving piles and doing their thing. They was out there doing their thing.
Mm-hmm. And boy, what is up with these? I hate when string change the font on here, but these letters are little as hell. Follow is stealing money. I don't like I said, we keep talking about individual stats. I don't give a damn about no individual stats. This team played well together. If you got a guy like Aaron Donald who's getting a lot of sacks, why aren't we saying that they're playing great team defense that allows Aaron Donald to get a lot of sacks? Nobody say anything about Leonard Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Michael Brockers, all those guys. And Dominican Sue that was helping him get that. So it's like, I know like everybody won't Fowler to come out and do what he did, like what Chandler Jones did today. That man had 3 sacks in the first quarter. On Tennessee. Woo! All right, I just gotta say that. Woo!
Hey, Tennessee lost, ain't it?
Yeah, they got blown out by the Cardinals.
But that's where Julio wanted to go, though.
That's why I had to say
when
that.
I saw that, woo! When I saw that, it was when I saw they were 10 down 10-0, I said, well, that's where he wanted to be. He 0-1 just like his Falcons.
Exactly.
But with back to the question when you asked about DNPs, why about DNPs. All right. When in the beginning of the game, as a defensive coordinator, your job is to analyze the personnel that they're using, analyze the motions that they're using, and also analyze the patterns of the plays that they're running. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you can kind of get a mix and adjust to it. And I think that they could never adjust to it because they, when he expected this, it was that. When he expected this, it was that. Then when he expected this and he was on the money, Jalen Hurts take off for the first down. So it was just so confusing.
A lot of it had to do with the offense, like the offense not scoring points. Like it's easier to be balanced and throw the defense off when you have the lead. Like you can do that. They had the lead pretty much the entire game. So it's like when you get down, you forced to just pass the ball. It ain't no more running. It ain't no more running like that. You can't just hand the ball off like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I say I want to see this team in its entirety. Playing guys like Tom Brady, because like Tom Brady is not a guy that's going to get outside of the pocket. And now you're going to really see those exotic blitzes from Dean Pease and him mixing things up because you got a stationary quarterback for the most part. So he's going to be like, you're going to see a completely different game plan. This is not going to be the same game plan for Jalen Hurts.
Listen, Mike, if I was on that sideline, that tight end Philly got hurt or whatever, If I was on the sideline, I'd have clipped him up. That man, he boy, hey,
you got the Zimbies on. What you got the Zimbies? My bad. Why you got the Zimbies on? Okay, Sal. You really what's going on with you, bro?
Hey, that's I done woosah. I'm in woosah mode, man. I'm in woosah.
Cause he saved them. He said when we finally got to adjust, when we finally got to adjust and have pressure on Hurts, they had him wide open by himself on the comeback routes because you had defenders leaving off of him to come play help side to contain Hurts instead of holding on to him.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to read. These comments going so fast, man. I'm trying to get some questions, man. Anybody else got some questions? Hey, man.
Well, let's say go have your hands full next week. Like I say, it's all gonna be about adjustments.
I just hope they learn. I just hope they learned a valuable lesson today. Mm-hmm. I hope they, we was totally disrespected. Philly did everything but did the 8-time stomp.
They did this. They did this and kicked the damn door down. That's what they did on that.
Listen, hey, listen. Hey, when I saw that, I said, damn, the whole defensive line got there pull a kick though.
That's just crazy.
I said, boy, these people get beside themselves, man.
But
let me address this. Let me address this real fast. All right. I don't know. Look, let Elijah Crawford, okay? Big E. Let me address something for you. Their linebackers did not do much. Okay? They didn't have to do much. So I don't know what game you were watching, but for me, Fletcher Cox did exactly what I said what he was going to do. I said in the 3 keys to victory, the Falcons had to get Matt Ryan in a rhythm. They had to take care of the ball and not have so many penalties. And they, like Fletcher Cox, all right, Fletcher Cox, he had to set the tempo for that defense. So I don't know which game you were watching, but I completely saw Fletcher Cox in our backfield. He was living in that mode. So again, let's just keep it real. Fletcher Cox had a dominant game. When he's healthy, he can do what he do. You don't have to worry about the linebackers. You ain't got to worry about the linebackers because he gonna shorten the game anyway. All you gonna have to do as a running back, as a linebacker, is just fill the gap. That's all. So it's like the linebackers didn't do much for them. They didn't do much at all because Fletcher Cox was a one-man wrecking crew. That man, they made Jalen Mayfield look like an absolute. I don't even know what to call it. Like slush. I just call it slush. I don't know what to call it. They made him look bad.
Slush puppy.
You man was on the sideline about to cry. He looked like he was legit about to cry. Bro.
Yeah. Listen, Mike. I think he had a holding call or a false start call. I think it was a false start call. And I think one of the offensive linemen tapped him on the shoulder, telling him like tighten up. And you should have saw his face when the camera zoomed in on his face. He looked suicidal.
Damn, suicidal.
He looked suicidal.
Oh man, that man said suicidal.
Yeah, but like I said, you also have to think about it this way. This is why I said that Matt Gano injury kind of hurt at that left guard spot right now. That was the original plan, but at the end of the day, when you in the NFL, you're gonna have terrible games. What you do the next game?
Yep.
Now, if this becomes a pattern to where he's having another game like this, the next 2 games like this, then you're gonna have to start looking at other options at that left guard spot. That's where all the goddamn pressure was coming at, was Mayfield and Hennessy. That's where they were setting all their pressures at. And it wasn't even really no exotic blitzes or nothing. It was just a 4-man front. They were just quicker off the snap than everybody else. And the advice I would give Jalen Mayfield is, like I said, you can't play upright like that. Not at that guard spot. You can't play upright like that.
Yeah, he was.
That's why he was getting beat. His feet was off. He had 2 left feet. But yeah, like I said, the only problem that I didn't like about that is now that people see that if you fail and you start looking sad and shit, you become the number 1 target on that offensive line. So yeah, like I said, that's the part nobody really talked about. When you show that kind of emotional weakness, oh, they know.
Yeah, they coming at your ass now. They about to pick on you.
And you think Ndamukong Suh licking his chops like, oh shit, I got a punk on the other side. Let me go and beat his ass. Yeah.
You can't show weakness. You can't show weakness in this NFL. As soon as you show weakness,
ooh, it's a wrap. Yeah. But people was kind of hitting me the other day or talking about where was Kyle Pitts. Like I said, the main issue was they didn't properly utilize him. Like I said, you had the good out routes and stuff like that, but I always say the middle of the field is your best friend. You got to use the middle of the field. That's how you're going to really utilize Kyle Pitts, is in the middle of the field. You line them outside. I just need them to be more multi-dimensional as far as passing outside, inside, left, right, deep, middle, short. We just got a lot of short and outside. Short outside. But I think they'll get it a lot better. That's what they gotta do.
And I think, with on the offensive play calling, I think Arthur Smith need to do a better job as when you see and as a quarterback, because the quarterback got their head set in as well. So as Matt Ryan, you're a veteran. You've been in the league a long time. All right. When you see certain blitz coming at you, before you snap the ball, you already looking at your personnel downfield. All right. On the sides that sending the blitzes and picking on Hennessy and picking on Mayfield, those guys, those linebackers that was coming from that side blitzing him like that, you should have sent Kyle Pitts to those spots, to those little 5-6 yard spots. And that would have helped the offense as well. Because in order to take Kyle Pitts, what? Huh?
The only problem with that is you only got 2.2, like less than 2 seconds to get the ball off. And we didn't have 2 seconds to get the ball off. So, again, Kyle Pitts, when you're not protecting the quarterback, it don't matter if you got Julio Jones. I mean, we just saw it today. They gave up 3 sacks to one player in one quarter, okay, to Arizona. Arizona was whooping they arms, okay? Let's just be real. They got whipped. So it don't matter if you got Julio, A.J. Brown, like Derrick Henry, none of that crap matters because they couldn't protect the quarterback. So we can sit up here and talk about what Kyle Pitts is, he isn't, is he this, is he that. It don't matter. You can't protect the quarterback. Period, point blank. You can have the greatest players, but if you don't have the right thing, if you can't protect the quarterback, it don't matter who you got.
As we always say, the trenches is the most important aspect of your team. What more can be said about that? See the eyebrow getting raised, so it's like, what more can I say?
Right. I mean, we keep going back to it, but that's basically what it's about, K-Styles. It's the trenches. And the Eagles showed us that today. Like, we talk about how vanilla their game plan was, but they knew that they can kind of manhandle us in the trenches. So it's like, well, once we manhandle them in the trenches and they get behind a certain number of, possessions, now we know they got to throw the ball, and now we can really pin our ears back. And that's basically what they did. Just dominated the trenches, like on both the offense and the defense side of the ball. Like, yeah, We did, our defense did play okay at times because they did get some stops. But one thing that I want to see, and I'm challenging the defensive line because you guys know I love trench play. The front four has to do a better job. It's not just about Dean Pease always scheming up. Sometimes you guys just win your one-on-one matchup. And that's what the Eagles were doing. Like, you can't just always assume what Dean Pease is going to be able to draw up a blitz and get pressure. Like, what happens when Dean Pease drops the linebackers in coverage and he relies on Marlon Davidson, he relies on Grady Jarrett, he relies on Dante Fowler and Tuioti Mariner or whoever's on that other side, Ogundeji. To me, when Ogundeji finally got in the game, he actually did some things. He was doing well. So next week, I think next week I want to see Ogundeji get the start. Because to me, we know what Steven Means is. No disrespect. Steven Means, he is what he is. But I'm like, Ogundeji, when he got in, he actually, on one play, Jalen Hurts went to run the ball. He made the stop. He actually did a good job of contain. One thing I love about Ogundeji, when he gets in the game, he's a very smart, cerebral player. Like, he rarely is caught out of position. And you've seen on that one play, like if Mike ended up doing a film study on this, it was one play when Ogundeji, they basically did like an RPO. And instead of crashing down, like K-Styles was talking about, Steven Means and even Dante Fowler, they kept crashing down. He kept his contained. So Jalen Hurts tried to run. So that normal 10 to 12 yard run when he just runs out of bounds was only like a 2 or 3 yard gain because Ogundeji just held his contained, played his position, waited for Jalen Hurts. He had a little step on him, but he was able to dive and stop him short. So one thing I love about Ogundeji, he's a guy that does his job, plays his responsibility. And today, I think on the defensive side of the ball, the players didn't do a good job of playing their keys, playing their gaps. Because they showed one play where Miles Sanders had like a big gain up the sideline for like 30 yards. They showed Jacob Tuioti Mariner, instead of keeping that outside shoulder, he dove inside and left that outside wide open. And that was like a 20 to 30 yard gain by Miles Sanders, where he easily just bounced it outside. It was nobody left to keep that contained. So it's the small things that really hurt us today. And I hope when they go back and watch the tape, they start benching players like we talked about. Hey, look, we see Ogundeji. He does a good job of setting the edge. Steven Means is not playing his responsibility or keeping that gap integrity as we talk about. So play the best player. Whoever's out there doing what they're supposed to do, because it's the small, intricate details that got us beat today. So a lot of the stuff that we're complaining about, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot, especially on the offensive side of the game. Like all of those false starts and stuff like that, even the first downs that we got with the PIs and stuff, all of those were shooting ourselves in the foot. We're crediting Philly for taking advantage of it, but mainly it was us shooting ourselves in the foot the whole game, putting ourselves behind the chains and just not.
Philadelphia played like shit. Let's be real. They played like shit. They had 14 penalties. Why ain't anybody talking about that? Why aren't people talking about it? It's because they won the game.
Exactly.
But they still play like shit. 14 penalties is nothing to be proud about. Because guess what? If you do that to like even right now, a Tom Brady led team, you're gonna get 40 put up on you with 14 penalties. You can't win no games with 14 penalties. We just did not take. Look, we had equally as many penalties. This was a sloppy game on both sides on both teams. This was a terrible, terrible game. But when you don't score touchdowns in the red zone and you kick field goals, like K-Style said, you extend, you give them more opportunities. Like, look, they were scoring touchdowns, we were kicking field goals. So the game was already out of hand. They had 14, we had 6. That's the game. All they got to do is really control the ball and run the clock out.
Wait a minute. You see somebody look extra.
Is it? Oh, let me see. It's him. Oh God. What you want? What do you want? Hey, hold on. Let me say this first. We had a little issue in the space, and I'm gonna just say this right now. I ain't got time for the bull crap. I ain't got time for the bullshit. I immediately, when people start the bull crap, I'm cutting it off. I'm not dealing with it. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. If everything got to be to one specific player every time, and you really don't have a valid reason as to why you are saying this, other than It ain't his fault, but it's his fault. Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying. It's his fault, but it ain't his fault. It's his fault, but it ain't his fault. Everything ain't Matt Ryan's fault. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the CJ dude, I put a much hand to him after he left, but the other guy, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like, for you to come out and say, I'm not blaming Matt Ryan, but, you know, we done got new coaches, we done traded away players, we done did this, we done did that, and the only person that's still constant is Matt. So, like I said, when I told him that, so you basically saying it's not Matt Ryan's fault, but it is Matt Ryan's fault. No, that's not what I'm saying. You just said it. You literally just said that. Now, we lost today, no doubt about it. There's a lot of factors on why we lost today. You know, at one point I was looking at, you know, Arthur Smith on why he wasn't opening up his playbook. But when we got down late and he was starting to try to pass, I see why. Like, Jalen Mayfield wasn't ready to hold up that protection. Not against a Fletcher Cox. Like, once they realized it was time for, like, the Falcons to actually pass the ball, Fletcher unleashed on that man. It wasn't nothing he could do. And Mayfield kind of looked defeated, which, like I said, that's called growing pains, young man. Like, for me, I'm not even going to kill the dude because of it, because I'm like, you're a rookie. And your first NFL actual start against quality players, and the first person you got to see is an all-pro defensive tackle? No. So, for me, it's called growing pains. Luckily, the beautiful part about this season, you get to get yours out the break, young fella, because you get to see Fletcher Cox, Vita Vea, and Ndamukong Suh, and I think Dexter Lawrence within the first 4-5 weeks of your NFL career. Like, but that's gonna pay off because once you done took those lumpings and if you're still healthy and performing, you get to like week 10, week 11, and people are like, man, Jalen Mayfield done came a long ways. Yeah, he got his ass kicked early on. Those growing pains help. I mean, it's with anything you do in life. Not to toot my own horn, but I didn't become one of the greatest Madden players that ever suit up by just picking up the sticks and playing. I used to get killed. My cousins, big bros, OGs, they used to murder me on the sticks. But when I became that guy, I was that guy. But that came from practice, you know, beat downs, those growing pains. And that's what Mayfield had to go through today. Defensively, to be honest, we played a sound game. The biggest issue we had, not keeping containment. Containment was our issue. Containment was our issue. We had Jalen Hurts wrapped up several times. And all you had to do was contain that man. One key play I could point out was when Isaiah Oliver came on a blitz and he had a beeline to this man. If you break down and set your feet, Jalen don't have nowhere to go. Either he gonna try to run inside or outside. Now, if he try to step up, he run right to you. If he trying to escape on the outside, he run into Mariner hands. Mariner had just beat his guy. And the way Jalen was scrambling, he had one hand on the football. That same Michael Vick situation. What that would have led to? Strip sack. Go another direction. Penalties killed us on the offensive line. You can't. Those are drive killers. You can't go from one end of the field to the other end of the field and get in the red zone or even the goal-to-goal situations and you start getting penalties. That kills your drives. It murders your drives. You cannot be doing stuff like that. Now, like I said, the OPIs, ticky-tack, you know, based off what we seen, that was quote-unquote maybe a penalty. But this is why I don't like the NFL. They be finicky with certain teams. You'll see this happen with every other team across the league, and they be like, you know, you basically like a blind man with a dog. Like, I don't see nothing. Ray Charles. You know what I'm saying? But then all of a sudden, when you play the Falcons, like you can't listen. You ain't got enough handkerchiefs to throw.
It was back-to-back PIs on the same every single game
on the same drive to be at that fact.
Exactly. Yeah. literally two plays from one another. And then the second OPI was a momentum shifter. We got a big play off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Davis had like a 25-yard reception. That's a momentum shifter at a 7-6 ball game. That was kid. Like I said, those penalties are deflating. And like I said, I have to give Arthur Smith his credit because most times I don't see coaches coach. They on the sideline just chilling. You know, they might chuckle at it, shrug their shoulder, write down on their notepad of what's going on. Like that's what it was. But at least Arthur Smith was like in the referee's ear, like, yo, y'all, what y'all doing? He basically calling them folks out.
Allowing it. Yeah, he ain't allowing it.
He ain't allowing it. He calling them out. And even when the first play, the first big play that they had, when Goddard called a deep ball pass, like Arthur Smith was on the sideline looking at the referee like he hit the ground. Hit the ground. Okay, he let that ride. Yeah. TD pass, he did the same thing. He hit the ground. Like, hell, the crazy part about it, y'all got all this technology. Y'all want to talk about doing all this reviewing replays. How do y'all have all this stuff and still get it wrong? What are we doing? What are we doing, NFL? How do you have all this replay technology and y'all still can't get a call right? Do we not know what the damn catch is these days? You make up the fucking
breathe. Okay. Woo. Hey, man.
This boy over here let his soul out.
Hey, he sound like me when I first came in.
Let me get this super chat, man. Popcorn movie games. The offense was terrible. They should have played in the preseason. Hey, man, we don't disagree, but we say again. You got to look at. We just got to keep. I like right now. If it was the old rules, the old NFL, maybe I would agree, but I just don't agree with that and the new NFL game because we've seen teams over and over and over again losing key stars back to back and preseason before they even start this season. The Baltimore Ravens have lost like 4 players in like a week's time. So like
exactly.
I just totally disagree with like even Terrence Matthews said it. A lot of these people said it. This is just the new NFL. You cannot, with all the money online, I'm not risking it. I'm not risking, especially when I'm paying $100 million to a guy, Matt Ryan, a Julio, Calvin Ridley. I'm paying him $100 million. I'm not risking him getting hurt in the preseason. I'm just not doing it. If you get hurt in the season, that's something totally different. But I'm so not doing it. Anybody got anything to say, man? Like anybody got anything on their mind for like the game?
And another thing, how the way you gonna go? You call a pass a touchdown pass when you clearly move your arm and when you magnify the screen? I don't understand that. We're not going to skip past that. We're not going to skip past that. That is some bull, and you know it. That man clearly had to readjust his arm. I can clearly see. If I can see it, sitting my fat ass on my couch, how the hell you don't see it? You on the field?
Hey, LT, you know, hey, listen, I said the same thing. I said that ball hit the ground. He ain't had possession. I said if he'd have put his arm up on his hand up on it and then made a football move like turn over it, I said that'd have been a catch. But that ball hit the ground. I said the referee ain't gonna get. I said,
dog, when they magnified it, you can be in a slow motion. You see him readjust his whole right arm. His right arm came out to readjust to kind of kept the cradle of the ball again. That's an incompletion. Yeah, listen, but Future said it was ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it. Come on, LT.
Listen, LT, when they was replaying it, I said the ref go give that to him because they don't want to get too big into politics this week hearing about it. If they overturn that call.
Philly's a big market team, man. Philly's a big. Whoa, hold up. I gotta see this. Y'all to see this stat. Y'all see this? Hold on. Wrong one. Good God. What that dude got in his Cheerios? He got his Cheerios. Do y'all see that?
Wait.
Jesus. Chandler Jones with 5 sacks on the Julio Jones Tennessee Titans. Woo-wee! That triple team, that double team is everything that they needed, right?
I mean, I don't understand how they allow that many sacks when you got Julio Jones, AJ Brown, Derrick Henry and the new face of the league and Ryan Tannehill. Like, I don't see. I mean, what a debut, man! What a wonderful debut. You know, three for 29. Woo! Them
He
numbers
had
was
one catch for 2
immaculate.
yards, something like that. Then Julio had one catch for 2 yards.
Them numbers was immaculate, baby. 3 for 29. Pah, what a debut! What a debut!
Wow. Ah, man.
Hell, it's crazy that the guy that we replaced him had one more catch and 2 more yards than him. But we ain't gonna get in there. We ain't gonna get in that.
That's a whole other subject, right? That's a whole other subject, man. Drew, you got anything on your mind, bro?
Man, this game was simple. The trenches, period. That's all I'm gonna keep saying. Until you fix the trenches, get used to saying the trenches matter, man. The trenches matter. Trenches matter. That's it. That's all. I mean, we fixed the trenches, and like he talked about, we all been saying contain. Because I seen like 3 or 4 plays that stood out where Jalen Hurts was wrapped up, or even it was one play with John Kaminsky coming down on the running back. He was crashing on the running back, and he would have had him for like a 2 or 3 yard loss. And it broke for like a 20-yard gain. I think that was the play that Miles Sanders had that big run up the middle, where it was just like a read option type play. They handed him the ball. He just broke up the middle.
I'm gonna tell you what's wrong.
Was crashing, and he had a chance to make the tackle for a loss, but he whiffed again, like he did in that game in the preseason. So,
can I say something? That play you speaking of, if I'm not mistaken, the biggest issue I had with that play, like you said, Kaminsky did crash, but it was a hole right there. But if AJ Terrell would have just came on the outside instead of going inside and allowed the running back to run through that gap, he would have ran into like Foye Olakun for like you said, like a 2-3 yard gain. But by AJ Terrell took the hole and left that lane, and Sanders bounced it, that would lead to that big gain. That was the only problem.
Yeah.
But I said Kaminsky. I mean, like I said, Kaminsky to me kind of did his job. It was more so AJ Terrell just keeping outside containment. But the more overall, that was our biggest issue, like you said, containment.
Yeah, that was the game. Containment in the trenches. If we get that straight, we was in the game. Like, you look at this game and it's like, Dan, you look at the score and you like, the Falcons got blown out, but it was a closer game than the score. You know, if you just watching highlights, and that's why we get a bad rap in Atlanta in general with the media. People gonna see the highlights and see the score and be like, man, Atlanta sucked. If you ain't watched the game, the score looked a lot worse than it was actually a competitive game for most of the game. It didn't get out of hand until the fourth quarter.
But we learned that a lot of people don't watch the game, a la, folks tagging me on Twitter saying that, Matt Ryan time is past and we might want to look into getting, a new QB, or we should have drafted Fields. If we had a mobile quarterback, things would have went different. No, it wouldn't have. Same damn results. Like, we watched Patrick Mahomes run around like a $2 hole in the Super Bowl because he had no protection. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But we have the knowledge of that, and we try to educate people on things like that. But unfortunately, people choose to believe what they want to believe. The game we play right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right now it's overreaction Sundays. Everybody overreacted on week 1. It's week 1. Don't nobody know the identity of their team yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like I said, I continue to reiterate. The Falcons had 124 yards rushing. We continue, if that game is a lot closer, we rush for clearly close to 200 yards, 150 yards plus if we keep that game close. So it's like that's why I was encouraged to see the play calling, and I'm going to continue to be encouraged, because what I saw from Arthur Smith is that even when we're down, he's not going to put his players in harm's way. You just don't put these guys out. You know what I'm saying? You see they clearly getting beat, and Matt Ryan getting, destroyed. He started dumbing the plays down, and that's where I think Mayfield should have been subbed out, is because he lost all confidence. and he just wasn't. He didn't have any. Like he didn't have nothing left at that game. It like he just literally could have just quit because he went to the sideline. I don't know if y'all saw the picture, but dude looked like he was about to cry. He did not look good. And like maybe what I would do, I'd throw him out there again. I think it was K-Style that said it. But I'd throw him out there again because if he continues to have that same attitude after the second game, then you know you need to move on from him, or he's just a backup at this point. So like what you want to know is what these players are. You can't improve as a team if you don't know if these guys got the heart after they getting their behind with. Like that's when like this is what football is about. When you get punched in the eye, you gonna either do two things. You either gonna swing the fuck back or you gonna start running home to your mama and crying. Like those are the only two things you got. That's it. Somebody punch your ass in the face. Look, you either gonna swing and try to get hit him, or you gonna run home and you gonna cry. I need to see if he gonna cry. If he gonna cry after continuing to get his butt whooped. Cause like that's what I need to see. So like that right there is what really creates those tough guys. If he's gonna dig down, within himself and just say, guess what? I had a terrible game. I ain't having no goddamn. I ain't never having another game like this. I'm staying up all night to get this, to get it right. What you got, K-Style?
Oh man, my bad. Baby girl tried to photobomb you again. So I'm gonna take care of that right quick. But yeah, like you said, this is a terrible game. This is not how we want to start the season off. But at the end of the day, this test of where you are mentally, as far as being mentally tough and handling the adversity of getting your ass whooped the first game. I don't know about you, like Mike said about the getting punched in the eye. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go down swinging. You might knock my ass out, but I'm gonna make sure I hit your ass before I go down. That's for real. That's the kind of mindset.
Right. Yeah.
That's the kind of mindset you're gonna need, because
I mean, you gotta be biting kneecaps when you falling down.
Exactly. Well, goddamn, throw a phantom elbow or something. Anything. But
hey, Mike, I don't think that he wanted to quit. I think it was more of a depression state of mindset. Is because much as he wanted to win and much as he wanted to move the ball, it wasn't nothing he could do. It wasn't nothing he could do. He just like we discussed earlier, the defense they gave him time to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw it like in like the middle of the second quarter. Like we were driving, and he got like a false start, and he just kind of looked like, "Fuck, I'm fucking up." Like, dog, it's part of the game, dog. You a rookie, you gonna happen. Now, can I find some positive in this real quick? You know what I did love? When he gave up that last sack and we came off the field, you see you had a coach in front of him coaching him instead of just like letting him sit on the sideline looking like a sad puppy. He had somebody in front of him telling him, this is what goes on, this, that, and the third. He's being coached. That to me was a positive that I saw. Because for years, when things like that happen, you see all the offensive line sitting on the bench, just looking at each other, drinking Gatorade, looking like maybe we do better next time. But he had somebody in front of him, coaching him, telling him what he needs to do. That is a positive in my opinion. Because we didn't have that the years prior.
Actually, I want to hit this comment up because this comment actually is very interesting. He said, the negative narrative is easier to deal with for some versus the reality of a team learning from simple mistakes. That's what I said. That's why we always say the negative is the easiest thing to talk about.
I love that comment.
Yeah.
That was a great comment.
Let me go ahead and put it back up there so people can know. Like I said, negative is easy. Finding something positive is a lot harder than you think. But
don't they tell you that it take more muscles? It take more muscles. You use more muscles to frown than smile.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But yeah, like I said, we just need to see where their mindset is for week 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Jalen Mayfield, he got a target on his back because they it's gonna be the reputation now that he saw. Well, he gets down on himself after a penalty. I'm like, next week, damn that. I see Vita Vea, I see Ndamukong Suh come at me. What you gonna do against that?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if you do get penalized, if you want to set the tone for yourself, you get penalized. Make sure it's something dirty, not too dirty where they get injured, but let them know like, listen, I ain't no hoe. I'm real out here.
Yeah.
Right.
You're absolutely right. That's why I said the mentality. What I saw, I'm already impressed with what I do. I keep saying this over and over again. If everything continues to go where I expect it to go, this team is still a very good team. They can still possibly get to a playoff, but they can't get penalties. We're talking about penalties. If we don't get those penalties in the red zone, we were running the ball well. And I believe it may have been Mayfield who got the holding penalty in the red zone, and it just killed that. It killed all of that. People don't realize how penalties kill all momentum. It's just like hitting the damn game winner, and then the next thing you know, the damn referee up here talking about, let's just say the referee up there talking about, you stepped out of bounds or something like that. I just hit a game winner. What the hell you mean I stepped out of bounds? You know what I'm saying? Those things take the air out of the game. It takes everything out of the game. So you can't have those.
Ain't that what happened with Paul Pierce against y'all?
Yep, that did happen to Paul Pierce. I mean, that happened to us. Stepped out of bounds after he hit a game winner. So that's what I'm talking about. It's you gotta play smooth. You can't play, these penalties, man. And like I said, Philadelphia did not play a great game. I don't know why people keep saying that they had a great game. I know they was in the trenches after we got down, but them dudes had 14 penalties. You think they coaches happy about that? Because you're not gonna win games like that against, the great coach, the great quarterbacks and great teams. 14 penalties. They had more penalties than the Falcons. So we scored touchdowns instead of those field goals. This is a completely different play calling. The defense is they taking, they actually have time to get things together. They tie, they sit on the bench, get a puff or two. You know what I'm saying? A puff or two. But look, man, I'm just saying you get to relax after you score a point. You score a few points. So when it all comes down to it, man, it's still the first game. And like I said, if you guys are even watching the game right now, Packers getting their ass handed to them. Aaron Rodgers looked like he ain't never played football.
Kansas City too.
Kansas City playing like trash. So are they
trash?
So are they trash? So let's just I'm like I said, it's just the first game. Like if this team continue to look the exact same way after 4-5 games, then okay, it's something to panic. All right, maybe we did make the right, we made the wrong pick, we made the wrong hire, blah blah blah. Then you start talking about that type of stuff. But even that's a stretch. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, the Chiefs getting they behind. The Packers look like they look. Aaron Rodgers look like he look like we talk about Matt Ryan look like he about to retire. This dude playing like he about to retire today.
But Rodgers look like Rodgers out here looking like he finna go. He ready to go host Jeopardy right now.
The Chiefs just scored. They only down by like 3 or 4 now.
Lucky.
But then, but that's it, bro. Like I said, man. That's it.
I mean, they got to get a stop on defense of what I'm seeing, boy. Cleveland running through it. But I mean, what Mike, you got a point though. Like right now is overreaction moments, overreaction Sunday, overreaction Monday. Like like I said, for people to sit and say like Matt done or we should have hired this person, we should have did this, but it's week 1. It is week 1. And before I came on, we were discussing with the guys in the chat. Like in the Matt era, if you think about it, in the Matt Ryan era, we don't never do well on week 1. Let me give y'all a full breakdown of Matt's 14 years of him starting off week 1. 2008, we beat Detroit. 2009, we beat Miami. 2010, we lost to Pittsburgh. 2011, we lost to Chicago. 2012, we beat Kansas City. 2013, we lost to New Orleans. 2014, we beat New Orleans. 2015, we beat Philly. 2016, we lost to Tampa Bay.
Man, we did it.
I'm just saying, like, if you get what I'm saying, like, bro, like,
memory. That man got a photographic memory. Boy, he got a photographic memory. Good gracious alive, boy. That man, boy, all you need to see the paper one time, boy. You need to see the stats one time, and you see it. Hey, man, boy, I'm just messing with him, man.
I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? And then you look at after 2017, we beat Chicago, like, we lost every week 1 since then.
You
so
right.
In 14 years, we got like 6 wins in week 1.
Yeah.
5 or 6 wins. Like, come on, dog. We don't never start off the season good.
Yeah, we always start out slow. Even in the Super Bowl year, I think we was like 3-2 or something like that. Like 2-3 or something like that. Like we didn't even get off.
Hold on. Because we lost to Tampa.
I know we got off slow. We
lost to Tampa, then we won, and then we didn't lose again until that Seattle game. So we was like 4-1 at that time.
Okay.
But still, like I said, we don't never win. We don't never do well on week 1. So go on, look at the Falcons like the season's over with because they lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. It don't mean nothing. We could easily beat Tampa Sunday. Then what y'all gonna say? Tampa in the Super Bowl team because they lost to the Falcons? Come on, bro.
Look, I'm gonna just say this. I don't give a flying fuck if you. I don't give a fuck if you like want to listen to what we gotta say or not. It doesn't matter what we talk about. Like, look, you gonna believe whether we are positive or whether we're negative, whether you agree, whether you disagree. You're gonna think about what you think about regardless. So it's it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit if you agree or if you don't. You gonna think what you want to read. My job here in Atlanta Falcons Nation is not to appease one person. It's to make quality content and give people the truth, whether they like it or not. To bring on quality writers, to bring on quality creators, to bring on NFL players, to give everybody the absolute truth of the matter. And right now, we have plenty of time to get things straight. All right, we play like absolute horseshit today, but tomorrow we got 16 games in the NFL season. It's not done. That's what it comes down to. It's not done, and it's overreaction Monday, overreaction Sunday. And like I said, look, that might be harsh to a lot of people, and a lot of people don't like the way I put things a lot of time. But this is not. I'm not here to please people. We're here to give people the truth. All right. And at the end of the day, that's what we're about here at Atlanta Falcons Nation. All right. K-Style, what you got? Because I see that grin on your face, boy.
I guess we are actually considered as one of the bad guy groups of the Atlanta Falcons fan base. Because we don't say because we're not saying Matt Ryan's the worst quarterback Atlanta's ever had, which a lot of these people will say it. But the thing I say is for the overreaction, and then we got the people talk about I'm tired of losing. what makes you think you deserve a winner if you can't? What makes you deserve a winner? If you don't put the energy, if you putting the energy out like we're gonna lose every game.
Mm-hmm. What?
What makes you deserve the win?
Anyway.
But what's your cash at, boy? I got he preaching. That's a collection plate.
Look, I'm about to say every building that's built is built on a foundation. Now
y'all don't even support y'all team like y'all supposed to, but you won a Super Bowl.
No, but the thing about it is they have ample opportunities to go root for somebody else. But
and don't do that.
And don't do it. I'm like, wow, why am I gonna waste energy watching a team that I know is gonna suck? That makes no sense to me. Like, that's like saying, okay, nah, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, it's basically like saying, oh, I know they're gonna be trash. Why am I even watching them?
Mm-hmm.
But you saying that they're trash and you continuing to watch them. Because just like the comment said earlier, it's a lot easier to talk negative about something than it is positive.
Yeah. And like, look.
But the thing is, you said you tired of losing. You think, hold on, you acting like we're the only fan base that's losing. You think y'all acting like we're the only team that's losing.
It's 16 games. 8 other teams lost, okay? It's 16 games in the NFL. 8 other teams lost too.
Bro, I've seen more fan bases that have more loyalty to their teams when they were losing than our fan base. As Buffalo.
And hell, we were winning.
Shit, they was shitting on our team when we was winning. What? So it was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because I could look at other fan bases here around the NFL. And we talking about losing teams, because before Josh Allen got on this playoff run the last 2 years, they ain't made the playoffs in 20-some years. They still stuck by their team. Cleveland had one playoff appearance in 25 years. I don't see them shitting on they. Well, they might say disappointed, but they stick by their team.
Them folks threw a parade for an 0-16.
Parade for an 0-16.
They threw a parade for an 0-16 team. So watching them be successful right now, I applaud that.
Exactly. It's all part of the game. Every team can't go 16-0.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Jaguar showing up the game.
Just like I said, we're going to have the same issues next week with Tampa Bay. And we already know this ain't an issue that we could fix in 1 week.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly. It's like I said, it's gonna come down to, like I said, it's gonna come down to the toughness part. But like I said, it's just
30. I'm sorry, Mr. 30 for 30 up here throwing an interception. I'm sorry.
I'm about to say it just baffles me so much that everybody talking about we sick of losing. Dude, if it bothers you that much, pick another team that's winning. So
easy. You'll never have any issues.
Available.
I mean, it'd be easier for a lot of people.
Kansas City fan base available. Cleveland fan base available.
They're winning.
If y'all so sick of losing, why y'all ain't become Patriot fans? They went to 3 straight Super Bowls and won 2. Why y'all ain't become Patriot fans?
Hey, man. Hey, like
you used to be a Baltimore Raven fan. Since you're so sick of losing.
Exactly. But like I said, I think people love to be disappointed. I think, to be honest with you, I think they love to be disappointed. Because, like I said, if that was such a bothering issue to you, you rid yourself of that situation so you don't have to be fucking sick. But at the end of the day, when the offensive line played, no matter what quarterback you had back there, the shit was not going to work.
Got to be able to protect the quarterback. It does not matter what quarterback is at the helm. We up here talking about mobile quarterbacks, but the biggest and probably most successful mobile quarterback, and well, two of them right now in the NFL. One on one of the trade from Seattle, and the other one is on death row. I mean, not death row, but he's not playing right now. And I mean Deshaun Watson. So we can talk about all that you want to. He was still 4-12. So having a mobile quarterback ain't gonna change the circumstances. It's all about the trench play. It's all about the trench play. Both of them are complaining about having an offensive line. At the end of the day, Watson tore ACL running for his life. Okay, he tore his ACL running for his life. Russell Wilson wanted out of Seattle, and they had to
convince him to run for his life.
And he was running for his life, so they had to convince him to come back. So drafting another quarterback is not the answer to winning. It's not.
RG3 was in the booth calling the Georgia game yesterday because he ran for his life at 31.
And ironically, he had a knee injury that pretty much killed his career. So, like, we can sit up here talking about drafting a new player and drafting a new quarterback all you want to, but that's not the recipe for success. We keep saying over and over again. I asked these guys, I asked even the guy in the space today, I asked him, it's like, what's the success rate of teams having any type of success rate when it comes down to rebuilding? And it's below 20%. I know that for a fact. Rebuilds don't work. That's it. Rebuilds do not work. Every once in a while, it works. You may once see one team, and you talk about even like, let's just go to basketball for a second. They're up here talking about trust the process. They've been trusting the process for the last 10 years. And they still lost to the Hawks in the Eastern in the playoffs. So what we trusting the process for? We gonna rebuild it? What we rebuilding for?
So much for that process.
So, like, what are we really doing? Let's just enjoy the game. All right, we just got to get back enjoying the game, get behind our players, get behind our team, and just like be real fans. Because, like I said, you got to earn your right to be a fan. I know that might be unpopular to say that, but you got to earn your right to be called a fan. You ain't no fan if you're like every time you watch a TV or every time you tune in to AFN or Feline Sports Podcast. Man, I don't know why y'all so happy, man. We're going to lose anyway. What's the point? You don't deserve anything. So, like, again, I understand everybody's point. You know, that you know, we sick of losing. I don't like losing, but it's the process, bro.
But the problem is they think that we ain't sick of losing. I think that's the issue. Everybody.
How do y'all look at us and think we ain't sick of losing? We sick of losing as well as y'all. We just know why we're losing. We know the issues on why we're losing. But y'all believe that we're like we just okay with being mediocre or whatever. That's false. That's very much false. Like at the end of the day, bro, like we want to win just like y'all do, but you know the difference between us and y'all, we support our team.
Hey, can
we support.
I want to say this. Let's just try this as a fan base. I know there's probably a lot of people may not do this, but I want to do something. I want to start a trend for Falcons fans. All right, like I said, I know Falcons fans are not going to do this. Like I'm hoping that we do, but like let's just say here at AFN, instead of putting down these players and tweeting at them and saying, "Oh, you suck," let's head to Jalen Mayfield, his Instagram. Let's head to his Twitter page and encourage him. You know what I'm saying? Like we got if we want to become a great team, we got to get behind our players, pick them up, when they get down. You know what I'm saying? He have a bad game. Like this dude, like he's a rookie. He's still a kid. That dude barely 21 years old. So let's head to his Instagram, let's head to his Twitter and show him some, you know, they say AFN, you know what I'm saying? We like this with hashtag AFN show, you know, showing you some love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just go to his shit and stop, you know, tweeting, because everybody we did the same thing with Tech. We did the same thing with every time something go wrong, we want to tag the guy. Let's be positive. Let's go to their Instagram and show them some love instead of beating them down, because we're not going to get any better beating them down. They're not getting any better beating them down. So let's show them some fucking love this time.
It's funny. It's like it's like going to the club and you hollering and you trying to holler at the bad chick at the club and she turns you down. Then all of a sudden you like, fuck all the women in here.
Right.
Same mentality.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. You gonna give up on trying to holler just because one didn't work. Mm-hmm.
If that's your mentality, hey, have right at it.
Sure, she said no. You better move on to a friend.
That friend might be a 3, but that 3 might have more quality. Quality than her ass do.
That's a fact. That 10 can't even cook. That 3 making you a home cooked meal.
Exactly.
I mean that's the main thing with our fan base, bro. We got to start supporting our team better than what we do. We do not like y'all said. You can't sit here and say you deserve. We tired of losing. We deserve this thing. You don't even support your team. How can you say all this stuff but you don't even support your team?
If you don't support your team, you don't deserve one.
Exactly. Like a girl told me one day, if you can't love me and my bloomers, you can't have me in my thong.
Boy, that sound like an old school chick right there. The old school.
Oh man.
Hey, well, I understood what she meant.
Right.
If you can't love the Falcons when they if you can't love the Falcons why they fat, you can't love them when they get a 6-pack. Hi.
Hey. Oh God. As you see. Oh yeah, y'all missed it earlier, but she sat here talking in front of the camera like she doing the show. She's gonna take over my spot. All right, you got your buys in? Yeah, she gave me that look after the Falcons lost. She was looking like, really, nigga?
Oh,
yes, baby, this is what we do, but don't worry, things gonna change.
All right, so if y'all don't see who this is, we got the main man here, Alex Edwards. What you got to say for it, homie?
Thank y'all for having me on.
Oh, come on with that calm stuff. Get us behind. Let's get straight to it.
All right.
What you got to say, homie?
I will say, when I first saw the game and when the game ended, you know, I was upset. I was upset. I was looking for people to blame. Now it's like, I don't know, maybe 3 or so hours after the game, and like Mike said, we just got to encourage our players. This is the team that's going to be for the entirety of the season. Nothing's going to change that we know of. So we're going to have to stick with these players. We're going to have to encourage these players. We're going to have to show them that after a bad game, that they need to keep their mind right so we can see that improvement next week. Mm-hmm. Because the same people that are calling these people out and saying that they're bad, that they're this, that they're going to stay bad, and yada, 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 will be the same fans that switch up when they start playing well the next week.
Boy.
So we gotta support our players. And like Mike said, and like K Styles said, we also gotta look for the reasons why. Why did we lose? Why did things fall bad? Why are we not, getting the results that we want? So in the end, it's looking to wisdom, finding the people that, know what they're talking about. Mike knows what he's talking about. A whole lot of other sources know what they're talking about in terms of football and stuff. So when losses happen, it's back to the drawing board. Simple as that. Arthur Smith knows it. Everybody on the Falcons team knows that. So all we got to do as fans is we have to show that support.
It's easy. It's like I said, it's easy to sit here and talk about what this guy can't do, especially when you get blown out 32-6. That's the easiest thing. We all know it's 32-6. I mean, unless you can't read, I'm positive that 32 is more than 6. All right. I'm just saying. All right. We all know that. All right. We all freaking know that. But what we need to do as fans, and if we're going to help our team get over the hump, and we're going to help, Kyle Pitts, get behind Kyle Pitts, get behind Hayden Hurst, get behind Mayfield. When we in that dome, bring the Benz in the stadium. Like, no one, this is where I always give Seattle fans their credit. No matter if they down that 12th man, they are loud as crap. You come there, they're going to be cheering their team, whether they up or down. They stay cheering. All right? Even the Yankees, the Yankees team. Like, you can see the Yankees. It don't matter if they down. They ain't won a World Series in quite some time. But you can't tell a Yankees fan that, guess what? They not gonna win, or they not gonna get behind it. They proudly cheer for their Yankees. The LA Dodgers, they proudly cheer for their Dodgers. The Lakers, they proudly cheer for them. And I already hear y'all voices, but they won championships. But look, even when they not winning, they still behind them. That's
Bro,
it.
we won 17 games, and we still packed that stadium in the Staples Center.
You see what I'm saying?
So, and that's without that was without Kobe had retired at that time. We were still packing out the stadium.
Yeah, there are fans that weren't alive to witness like their team winning the Super Bowl, team winning this, team winning that, and they're still ride or dies to this day. That's our job as fans. Our job as fans is we're supposed to look at the film, look and see what they did wrong, and encourage these players to get them next time. That's we're here for support. That's what our job is as a fan. If you don't want to be a fan of the Atlanta Falcons, then I don't know. I don't know what else to say. But understand that when you're a fan of a team, it takes work. It takes work. We give out support. And in the end, our goal is that we all get it. We all get that success. The players, the coaching staff, the owner, and most importantly, the fans. The fans profit, off of everyone win. And if y'all don't want to be a fan because tough times get tough, then I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, that's what it all comes down to. It's getting it's well over 2 hours, so we're gonna start giving our last takes. Because I'm sure everybody want to kind of look at the Packers get their ass destroyed, and A-Rod got some splaining to do. Okay, that dude got some splaining to do, boy.
Yeah,
he looking sad. All right, he looking sad. We'll start with you, Alex. Kind of give your take on the Falcons, the game, and kind of like if you want to expand on anything, this is your turn to let everybody know.
All right. So for those that don't know me, I'm a big fan of Isaiah Oliver. I love Isaiah Oliver. That's a guy that I'm always rooting for. And today he played well. If he played like that for the rest of the season, we can talk about contract extension. I want this man on the team, and I want to build around the secondary. I want us to be tight on there, and I think that for the weeks to come, that's a name that y'all keep an eye out on. The run game, looking really good. Jalen Mayfield, He looks really good in the run game. He looks good in the pass protection. We're gonna have to go back on the drawing board on that session and see what we can do to fix that. But overall, I see a lot of growth for this team, and just watch out for Isaiah Oliver. Watch out for the passing game, and that's all I gotta say.
LT for the side. My bad.
People.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, goodness.
I love y'all. I love people. I hate humans, but I love people. Try to show some love because of love. But let me put something out there on you, good folks. This fan base is sickening. Every year it's the same thing, and then today, we have, maybe unbeknownst to most of y'all, they have this thing on Twitter called Spaces. When you in a space and literally, soon as I give you a mic, the first thing you say is, "Boy, y'all quarterback looking rough." I mean, he ain't my quarterback, but you in your bio it says, you got Rise Up supporting the Falcons. You're not no Falcon fan. You're not a Falcon fan. I don't give a damn what comes and goes. Is this what we've been speaking for the last 20, 30 minutes about supporting your team? Support your team. No matter who the quarterback is, support. It does not matter who listen, I know, because I was still a diehard Laker fan when my point guard was Kendall Marshall. I was still a Laker fan when my shooting guard was Xavier Henry. I was still a Laker fan when my center was Chris Kaman. Support your team.
I thought you were going to say DJ Mabenga.
Oh, Mabenga.
But they made it to the finals. They made it, and they won the championship.
But and Bingo won the championship with us. But if you'd have said Earl Clark, then we'd have had something to talk about. Right. Or Jordan Hill or anything of that nature. But that's the point I'm making. You have to support your team no matter what comes and goes. You have to support your team. Mac Jones is having a good game right now, but you have to support your team. And I mean, that's the bottom line to it. Like I said, today the score says 32-6. It might have looked, like I said, from the score view, it looks like wow, well, the Falcons just got killed. But if you watch the game, bro, the game was decent. It was competitive till late. We was there. Arthur Smith, even the beautiful part I like about this new coaching staff already. For your first post-game interview of a real NFL game as a head coach, first thing you say, the loss is my fault. I ain't getting no T-shirt slogan. I ain't embracing the suck. I ain't out here, I got my team working out with Marines. Look at K-Style's face. I ain't embracing. I ain't got my team working out with Marines for clout. None of that. As soon as you lose, the first thing you say is, "It's my fault." Accountability. So, listen, I said right now we 0-1. Listen here. It's 32 teams in the league. And as of right now, and by the time the end of week 1, it's going to be 18 that will be 0-1. And there's going to be 18 that's going to be 1-0. I mean, I'm sorry, 16 teams 0-1 and 16 teams 1-0. And then next week, you will have some teams that will be 0-2, some going to be 1-1, some going to be 2-0. But at the end of the day, support your team. Y'all don't even realize we could really have something special under our nose, but y'all so hung up on because the guy ain't black and he ain't mobile that plays on the center. That's your problem. Yeah, I went there. I don't care. Nobody can. I ain't gonna say we live. No, I'm saying y'all can't whoop my ass anyway. So with me saying that, support your team. Like, listen, we got a big test coming up next week. We playing the reigning defending Super Bowl champions in Tampa Bay. Support your team. Ain't y'all tired of losing to Brady? Brady undefeated against the Falcons. Don't y'all want that dub? It might not feel the same because it ain't New England, but damn it, I want to beat Brady.
Now, their mindset, the Falcons automatically going 0-17, so I don't think it matters to some folks.
Well, if we in the playoff hunt, by the time the playoffs get here, them same folks that the mindset that we supposed to be going 0-17, continue to believe that we 0-17 and don't root for us. Leave us alone. Don't get till we get to the postseason talking about some dirty get your ass out of here.
Oh wow, Mr.
Blackheart with the $5.
I'm sorry. Your boy Jordan Love is in the game. Aaron Rodgers is not playing. Jesus Christ. Woo! That man got some. I'm sorry. That man got some explaining to do. He got some explaining to do. He look like a damn fool right now. All that crying he did, and he.
Oh Lord.
Question:
He got benched.
This quarterback was drafted first round pick and is playing right now. Y'all missing the joke? Damn, I thought y'all would get it.
No, I can't.
Hold on.
I gotta see the box score for this one. I ain't even watched the game. That's crazy.
I was expecting somebody to say. The question is.
Hold on, let me get this $5 black card. Look on the bright side. The media is going to hate us, like always. But we looked good. Gracious, these damn. This shit is small as fuck.
He said the media's gonna hate us like always, but we look better than the Packers.
Hold on, I think I need to. No, I need it.
You might need some glasses, motherfucker. That's what you might do.
No, it's like it's really small on my screen.
He lying like hell. He old as hell anyway. You know how the old folks here. They start losing their vision.
Oh Lord.
All right, here we go. That's better. All right, that's better. There we go. It is bad. Go.
That look like the Broncos might beat the Giants 20. Might beat the Giants.
But yeah, like I said, man. K-Style, you got anything for the closing?
Man, the only thing I say is the test next week is more mental than physical.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue will be is the team only plays as well as you mentally see it. So if you expect them to lose every week, then you got nothing positive to say about it. Because negativity is in your lane at all times. Like, bruh, this is week 1. We got 16 more. We hit the panic button. Like I said, if this was week 5, and we still having games like this, then you hit the panic button.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely time to panic if it's week 5 and you have these things.
Right. But the issue is we live in a microwave society. If you don't do it right away, you automatically cut. Or you automatically, like, not it. Like I can say right now, we the bad guys.
Oh, I know.
As far as most of Falcon content creators, we're technically kind of the bad guys because we don't feed into we don't feed into narratives that pretty much shit on the whole team every week.
See, the difference between AFN and a lot of other channels that maybe say that they're Falcons fans but like want to not give that full support, or people that just are in the media and condemn the Falcons, is that while we know what happened, while we saw the game, while we saw the bad parts, we saw what you were seeing, we still believe that we have a chance and tomorrow's always going to come around. That's what we see. We see that, okay, he did wrong, but let's see what we can do next time. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to look at this and we're trying to like draw it up and then try to encourage them. That's what we try to do over here. Right. That's what we're trying to do.
So like I said, if you're wondering why nothing ever seems to work right, or you like that time, maybe it's because you're putting the energy out there where it's like, I don't want to see them succeed. Think about that.
Yeah, it's crazy that you said that, because I've literally seen people say they hope the Falcons fail so they can get rid of Matt Ryan.
Oh shit!
People have said that.
Shit, they've been saying that since 2009, bro. It's been the same story for the last 14 years. They've been wanting to get rid of Matt Ryan since after the third game of his rookie season, bro. Let's just keep
it. Matt Ryan. The reason they can't stop defense is because of Matt Ryan. Reason why Dan Quinn acting crazy is because of Matt Ryan. The reason why Julio wants to leave is because of Matt Ryan. The reason why anybody and everything, it's always because of Matt Ryan. So like the reason
why Corona exists is because of Matt Ryan.
So I got blue balls because of Matt Ryan.
Oh boy! Oh my God.
I'm like, I'm itching down there. Wait a minute, are those Matt Ryan crabs?
Oh my God! Oh man! Hey man!
Boy, I guarantee if the world gets destroyed, it's gonna be like, well, we're gonna call that comet Matt Ryan. He destroyed the world.
Oh man!
Zombie apocalypse. Goddamn Matt Ryan.
Oh my goodness!
That's why I didn't get that $15,000 loan. Matt Ryan prevented me from doing it.
Never mind that your damn credit got 355.
Exactly. But in the reality, we know Matt Ryan ain't got much time left. But you have to think about it. They got to utilize what they can right now because of the money issue, the salary.
Y'all don't even know that we paying a person on the team that ain't played for us the last 2 seasons.
Shit, before that, we was paying a guy that didn't play for us about 4 seasons. Hey, that's sad. Hey, them cap penalties hurt, bro. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, hold on. Oh, I just caught a cramp. Oh, I think it's Matt Ryan's fault I caught a cramp.
Oh, dang. Oh, I'm shocked. But Jesus done came back. It's the apocalypse. Matt Ryan fault.
Who's that? 75 traffic. God damn it, Matt Ryan. Why you had to exist? We wouldn't have 75 traffic in the morning. Like,
oh my God.
I said Candyman in the mirror 5 times and Matt Ryan showed up.
He gonna hit you in the face he gonna hit you in the face with a football. But for real though, like I said, this is a big ass L. We took this today. Like I said, next week we're gonna really find out what this team is made of.
That's a fact.
It's gonna, yeah. That's why they say the phoenix always rises from the ashes. This could be a perfect example. Maybe this team needed that ass whooping to goddamn wake up.
Really I already know what I gotta do today. It's film all day.
It's gonna be a long week for your boy. I can't wait for I can't. What?
Did they really just come back?
Who?
Whoa. This team is just crazy.
Who are you talking about?
With Kansas City.
Yeah.
Oh, they came back.
I mean, well, they really never wasn't never out of it.
Dang.
I mean, the score at halftime like 22-10. I mean, we are. Oh my God, what was you doing, son? No, you didn't. He did. Well, no, I'm just saying, like, but with that being said, though, like, we all know, like, it don't take nothing for Tennessee to score twice. Like, so being up 22-10 against them, that's like a 3-point lead. That's like a 3-point lead in the NBA.
Take one. Hey man, I've had fun. I don't care about what nobody say, man. This has been a great week of football for me. Watching even the great game with the Cowboys. As much as we teased Dan Quinn, that was a great game between the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Cowboys. And today, just to see, I don't expect a lot of these things to continue to happen, especially with the Falcons. I expect the Packers to finally figure it out. You're not gonna get, this type of game out of Aaron Rodgers. Like today, he just didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of this have to do with the lack of practice and preseason games, of course. But it's just one game, man. All right, the guy got to get in a rhythm. Some teams don't need a lot of time to get in rhythm. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, we're definitely one of those guys, one of those teams, being a young team all around. This is a young coaching staff. This is a young team. Despite having a Matt Ryan, like it doesn't matter. Like we keep saying this over and over again.
God damn.
Even with a quarterback change, this offensive line still needs a lot of help. It needs a lot of help. The defensive line, it needs help. You know what I'm saying? But this offensive line, they need chemistry. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna let everybody return, to their game. Enjoy not only the rest of the Packers game. I don't know who's on CBS at this moment.
For me, Cleveland and Kansas City.
Okay, Cleveland, Kansas City. I don't know who is the night. I got to see who is the night. What's the night's game?
I think Baltimore play tomorrow, ain't it?
Baltimore. All right, the Ravens. Yeah, the Ravens and the Raiders tomorrow. The game tonight is the Bears and the Rams. So that's going to be a good game. The Rams and the Bears and the Rams. I don't know how the Texans put up. Oh, never mind. They played the Jaguars. I'm about to say I don't know how they put up 36.
Oh, just about to say, don't even get on into myself. You don't know how to, boy. You know exactly how they put up that many points.
I was like, what in the world? They put up 36. And I looked at the team. I was like, yeah, that's Jacksonville.
I mean, San Francisco still had lost to Detroit after that. It was like 41 and dang 17, but yeah.
Whoa. They put up 41 and still gave 33 points. So Kyle Shanahan, well, you better pray to God that you keep playing like that.
I wonder if they kept on passing the ball.
Jimmy G had like 314 yards.
Yeah, they ran the ball. They ran the ball for the most part. They only threw the ball 25 times. So that's good. I don't know if no, I don't think he got in the game. Lions didn't get in the game as the passers. I don't see him. So no, man.
He threw a TD pass though.
He did. Yeah, they don't have him listed in the.
That's crazy that they don't. Cause he threw a TD pass. They kept showing that highlight.
Okay, you talking about Trey Lance?
Yeah, it's a 5-yard pass. I see it.
Oh, you talking about the greatest 5-yard pass in NFL history?
Right. Oh, so he's not even spreading the ball around. It's the same. Kyle Shanahan just not learning, but he's gonna run the heck out of Deebo Samuel and George Kittle.
Yeah.
Deebo Samuel with 9 catches, 189, then Greg Kittle 4 catches, 78. So Yeah, he. I see why he run through players. That man run them straight to the ground. So they can't run no more.
But Debo was just a rookie a couple years ago. That man get hella touches.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of touches, but it's like I said, it's been a great week one, man. For everybody, that's it. Everybody ain't got really anything else to say, man. We're gonna shut it down. Shut it down.
We gonna shut it down.
I'm gonna get one player. One more player. I want to do just a little different. All right, one player out of the entire week that you want to get a game ball to. It just doesn't have to be the Falcons. Just one player. My one player, I got to get the challenge on. Anybody get 5 sacks in week one? And he had 3 in the first quarter. Man, that right there is just amazing. That dude is special, man. It's time people really recognize who the hell he is.
That's kind of tough. Cause you giving it to Chandler Jones, which that's a good choice. I probably would say, you know what? I'm gonna go to our game, and I'm gonna say Jalen Hurts.
Oh.
He played. He was very poised. He didn't look too rattled. He made plays when necessary. So I'm gonna give the young man his credit. Jalen Hurts.
Alex?
I'm also going to go with this game too, but I'm going to give out 2 game balls. I'm gonna give out a game ball to the coaching staff of the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that they did a great job with preparing Justin Fields. It was or not just the field, sorry, Jalen Hurts. He did a great job. he did a great job. And the second game ball I'm gonna give out to is Isaiah Oliver. Not biased, but I like the performance he put. It was something that let me know, okay, he still got it. If he keeps on showing that contract extension, I think we got something here.
Mm-hmm. I think the corners played well. What you got, K-Style?
I'm gonna go with this game as well, and I'm gonna say Javon Hargreaves.
Ooh.
Because as much as we talk about Fletcher Cox and how he dominated that front, it was Hargreaves that got the sacks. He was the one lined up across from Jalen Mayfield, and he took advantage. This is what we talk about as far as you showing a weakness and people are attacking your weakness. That's what he saw.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, they look, and that's the one underestimated factor that a lot of people don't look at. That they be looking at how these players react to certain plays. And he knew he had him. He was like, "Shit, I'm finna get this man."
And he did not recover, boy.
Right.
He did not recover.
I'm gonna give out one more game ball, and I'm a slick throw it to Mac Jones because you're doing pretty good as a rookie in your first start.
Mm.
Especially being, pretty much being named to start at the last minute.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, with that being said, K-Style, you want to give him what we always give him?
But how you getting smacked by 35?
Hold on, my bad. I know a one-year-old sitting up here and playing smack the door with her cousin and shit. I had to look at that. All right, but so we're gonna close it out. All right, you know how we do. We appreciate everybody tuning in on this unfortunate post-game show after that ass whooping. But gotta see what they do next week. Mm-hmm. That's it. Appreciate Money Man for joining us. Appreciate LT. My man Alex Edwards. I'm trying to get the point down. Alex Edwards down there for joining us, giving his mind. No, we say here at AFN, we ain't here to play. We here to stay. You ain't gotta go home.
But you gotta get the hell up out of here.
Oh.
I can't do the Hadouken today because we lost, so I'll get the
okay. I'll let it go. I'll let it go this time. We'll let them.
Yeah, we're gonna let it go. We can do that. We can do that with the heavy hitters, but
Right.
after a loss, we can't do that. So
Right. Hey man, y'all do not forget to hit that subscribe button, AFN. Man Mike Sports, K Styles. You head over to Feli Sports Podcast, show them some love, man. With that being said, we out of here, man. All right. Do not forget to go over to Jalen Mayfield's Twitter account. You can hit me up at Atlanta Falcons, Man Mike Sports on Twitter as well as Instagram. But head over to Twitter, man. I already tagged him. I already made a tweet. Let's show that man some love. Get behind the young man instead of bashing him and sending a bunch of negative tweets at him. All right, let's start something new. Let's be some real fans. Get behind our players when they got bad. They have bad performances. Let's encourage them, man. All right, we got enough people right now probably sending him thousands of negative tweets. That's sending some love. So he know us at Atlanta Falcons Nation, we do things differently over here. So with that being said, man, I'm out of here. I'm about to go get something to eat because I'm hungry than a motherfucker. All right. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I've been up since 8 o'clock preparing for this day. I ain't got no sleep. I ain't get no sleep last night whatsoever. So excited. But I'm about to enjoy the game, get me something to eat, and deuces.
what the